Deals behind closed doors, promises broken. Inner income source, hidden agendas run the grand parade. In the circus, choose to masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line. Television screens bright and loud, sell you dreams, make you proud. Pop the bubble, see the cage you're in. Start the revolution, let the truth begin. Welcome to the chaos.
Welcome, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about a psychologist that kind of goes viral every now and then, and she's been on all the big podcasts. She's kind of red pill adjacent, and she's always telling everybody how to have relationships and portraying herself as a high value woman. But some things came out recently, so we're going to get into that. And Damon, do you know anything about the story?
I only saw on the tab that you put that up. Isn't that the Pakistani actress who...
I don't know if she's an actress. Because, I think maybe she used to be. I don't know.
I thought she was like some actress and also I think a psychologist or something like that.
See, when I was looking her up online, I saw because her name is a Khan. Khans are like Genghis Khan, they're everywhere all over the world. It's one of the most popular last names. So I think there might be actresses that have her name. I couldn't find out.
Wasn't this the chick that was talking about basically golding and whores, marrying older men and shit?
She probably said that. That sounds about right.
Okay.
Let's just look at some of her past stuff before I tell you what happened, so that anyone who doesn't know who she is can kind of get an idea of her content. So let's see. Yes, this one. All right.
Still cheating on them. Their wife wants a divorce. They have no intimacy in their relationships. They haven't resolved problems. They just know where it's coming from. That's all. That's all they'll know. And the process of just being this really emotionally aware man that doesn't actually solve his problems but just knows about them is unattractive. Guys, I will have men.
I don't know if that's one that I think is really good. Here, let's look at this one. I don't know what this one is. Let's see.
Look, I met this crackhead that came over to me and we were just trying to make conversation, and he was like, I just, got out of jail and blah, blah. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Tell me, how was it? And he's like, I just hate Muslims since I came out of jail. And I was like, why? Why do you hate them? I didn't tell him I was Muslim. And he's like, because nobody rapes them. Literally nobody will rape them. They all get together. Don't matter if they're black, white, Hispanic. Once they're Muslim, they make one brotherhood, one gang, and nobody can touch them. Absolutely everybody respects the fact that
are we allowed to say that on YouTube?
Rape them, whereas the rest of us get raped every single day. I felt proud. When I was in New York,
she seems insane. So anyways, let's see if there's another thing. She doesn't
give a woman a platform.
Shut up. So, okay.
Am I wrong?
I mean, maybe, but why would she say that? It's so weird.
Because, like I said, give a woman a platform. I'm sorry, but if you let a woman talk in a room on her own for long enough without anyone interrupting them, and this is the shit that comes out.
My goodness. Okay, let's see this one. Maybe this is some good advice.
My genuine advice when it comes to getting married is only get married if you're one of those people who is loyal regardless of whether or not you like your husband or wife. Like, even if you hate them, you're still monogamous and you're still loyal. Marriage should be reserved for people who are naturally monogamous. If you're one of those people who is like, yeah, but towards the end I was unfaithful because, or towards the end of that relationship I was unfaithful because, marriage isn't for you, because as things get rough, you get disloyal. No problem with that. But then why would you want to get married? It's not for you. Marriage requires you to fight that urge to become disloyal and stay monogamous regardless. That's what marriage is.
Okay. That's not bad advice, I guess. So sometimes she gives good advice and sometimes she says crazy stuff on the internet. You know, I guess, like, whatever. So let's see about this one.
Well, I don't know. She kind of advocated for marrying somebody who you don't even love or care, as long as you're going to be loyal to them. It's like, yeah, I don't even know if she actually understands the concepts there.
Well, let's give her another chance here. Let's see what she says here.
Why there's such a crisis of men being lonely, because when women turn 45, 50, 55, 60 onwards, if they find themselves single, the last thing on their mind is finding a man. That's the last thing on their mind. They are totally happy to focus on their kids, their grandkids. They're happy in that moment. Men will get to 70 and still be seeking a woman. Like, the only women past 50 that still want to date guys and still want to meet men, there's something wrong with them. They're like the Lauren Sanchez's or the Larsa Pippins. They're the retired hoes. They never give up. Yeah, they're still at it. But the majority of women, after a certain age, after they stop ovulating, men are irrelevant.
What do you think? Is that true? I don't know. I feel like it's a little weird for her to, like, be a coach for men and then say that anyone who wants a man after they're done ovulating is mentally disturbed.
I think if you just analyze the language, the way she kind of started throwing out a number there on the age and then adding another number and adding another number, she was buying time to figure out what the fuck she was trying to say, which already kind of makes you think that it's not something she actually believes that she's saying. I think she's saying a lot of shit just to kind of either trigger people or get some kind of response out of it. And also, it's not technically true. And it doesn't make sense. Like, the way she was saying, like, they're not looking for a man. They're happy being with their children and grandchildren, this and that. How, if they've never had a man? Like, if they've never actually had a man, how the fuck have they got children and grandchildren that they're happy to be with?
Well, hit it and quit it. I don't know.
Well, yeah, there's that aspect. But the thing is that you're talking about, like, this kind of pandemic of men's loneliness. I don't know where the fuck that even came from, but let's assume that it's true. Are you telling me that there's not women who are lonely? You've got a bigger population of women than you do of men, right? So if those men are alone and lonely, then it only makes sense that there's more women who are alone. And you're telling me that they're not lonely? Because usually women need partnership more than men do.
I mean, I think everybody needs partnerships. Humans are
Man,
social creatures.
statistically, men can handle being alone better than women can.
I don't know. I don't think anybody handles being alone.
Well, no, I'm just telling you, like, women are more prone to emotion than men are. Like, men, you know, this whole business of, like, you know, we need to talk about men's mental health and men's depression and shit like that. That's something that people put on men. That was a projection. Men never had this kind of mental health issue shit before. They never did, and most of them still don't. And I actually think that, from talking to them, I don't think that actually many men do have that. I think that what they have is, if you tell somebody long enough that there's something wrong with them, they're going to start acting as if there is something wrong with them. I think if they actually just got, I don't want to say, like, slap them around a bit, but if you just kind of wake them the fuck up, you're going to realize that most of them are just acting that way because society's put the expectation on them that there is something wrong with them. And I don't think there really is. With women, I can probably believe that. But with men, I really don't think that, because you just look at any other time in human history and men haven't been like that. I mean, unless it's, like, actually that they're fucking nuts rather than, you know, like, oh, depressed and this and that. Like, the only time you really see that in history where somebody was acting like that and a man was like that from historical figures we know, it was usually because they were alcoholics or they were abusing some kind of drugs or something else, rather than, well, I'm just depressed and lonely.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Whenever you tell someone they're a victim, they're going to start acting like it, especially if you give them perks for being a victim, like attention, which everybody like.
Well, the only other
craves.
time that you can actually say that there's something fundamentally wrong with the person that's actually true, that's rooted in some kind of reality, that their mind is genuinely like that, that they are kind of fucked up, is if you actually put it into their head before their brain's fully developed, before they have that critical barrier to thinking, and they just accept it as one of the universal knowns, like a truth that's absolute, which is obviously why certain people are trying to target kids and confuse them at a very young age about certain things like gender and whatever else.
Yeah. All right. I want to show you this one first. So this is all allegedly, possibly. This is just, internet gossip. So I'm not saying that this is true, because remember, this is a Medium article. Anybody can write them. They can lie, and you could do it anonymously, as this was probably done anonymously. So who knows? Anyways, it says dangerous lies. Fake psychologist Sadia Khan, from falsified degrees to advocating for child marriage. Let's see what it says. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of words. Okay.
You know what? I'm not going to make fun of the fact that you can't read. I was just going to say that I was so thinking, I don't buy her as a legit psych. I just don't. Because one of the things I was going to say earlier is, I don't think somebody who's got clearly that many fucking insecurities that they would have to pump their face full of so much shit should actually be having anything to do with giving other people mental health advice.
Agreed. Anyways, let me try to glance this over. I'm not going to read the whole thing. She self-proclaimed expert, blah, 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 posed as a psychologist, dispensing advice without the required qualifications or adherence to ethical standards. I mean, I can see she doesn't adhere to ethical standards. I don't know if her qualifications are real or not. And I don't know if they are really international, based on she's in Dubai. So, who knows what the laws are. Anyways, controversial, blah, 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 misogynistic advice to young women. Let's blah, 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 blah. So definitely, this sounds like the liberals don't like her. Pseudoscience, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Disturbing lack of authenticity. Okay, they think she's a fake, whatever. All right. Scammer, possibly. La da da. So they claim that they couldn't verify the university she claims to have attended. Okay. She's not listed in whatever psychological society directories. Okay. All right. And she's naive, indoctrinated male audience who subscribe to the red pill ideology. Okay, let's see. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. She does like Andrew Tate, so of course people hate that. And definitely she's a clout chaser. Of course, everybody on the internet is. What the hell? That means you're bad at business if you're not a clout chaser. I'm going to be on the internet and I want to make $0 and have 0 people look at me. That's the goal. Okay, this is something that I find suspicious. Okay, she is probably around 37 now, give or take, and unmarried, middle-aged, no children, and just goes around
Like a lot of other people who are out there telling people to get married and have kids.
No, she doesn't tell people to get married and have kids.
No, but I'm just saying that some other names got floated there.
Oh, like Tate? Does he say that? I don't know. But basically she pretends to be a traditional Muslim, and definitely she's not. She okay, look, this is my thing. She pretends to be a traditional Muslim, but then she goes, I don't cover my hair. I know it's haram, but blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. You don't do that. So you're not a traditional Muslim. And then she's like, well, I'm very modest. So she covers herself, but all the clothes is like extra skin tight. Like, I'm not a freaking fool. Like, come on. And her audience is mainly men. So she's catering to the male gaze, which is fine. Go ahead and do it. Grift on. A grift is a grift. We're all here for a good grift. But like, let's call it what it is. The thing that really years ago that I couldn't find the clip. I was looking all night yesterday and all day today for the clip, but I couldn't find it. She has thousands upon thousands of freaking videos and clips that I just couldn't find this one. But she was basically trashing moms, like stay-at-home moms, like you're losers, you haven't done anything with your life, like you don't contribute financially, you're just like you're a waste of space and you deserve to be cheated on, type of shit like that. So she's talking all this mad shit. And obviously as a mom, that was like, so you hate children, you hate families, clearly. Because no woman says shit like that unless she's either she doesn't want because she's like a narcissist, or she's realized nobody wants to marry her and have children with her. So her way of coping is, I'm just going to hate on everyone who has marriage, children, family going on. And the ultimate hate of a woman who hates other women who have marriage, family, and children is to do what she did, which I will show you in a little bit. I'm not quite ready for that yet. So anyways, so let's see. Okay. They're saying that this is falsified degrees and okay, badly photoshopped. We don't know. Okay, whatever. Maybe, who knows? Some other stuff. All right. Maybe this is fake. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Who cares? All right. Okay. Oh, apparently this is something she's emailed to somebody else. So that's cool. Let's read this. This is her replying to someone. Okay, what they said, we should read it. It's clipped, so we can only read a little bit. Please get some help, Sadia. You are a very, very, very troubled woman. Is it a midlife crisis? I have no idea, but you need to contact some mental health team for your oh, I'm not going to say that word. And blah, blah, blah. And then she replied, this is another warning to stop emailing me. Please feel free to keep harassing me as it will add to my case, psycho. I could care less what you talk about. You are obsessed with what I do, C-U-N-T. Get a like and get a man. Stop caring what I talk about and who I talk to you. Lonely, autistic, C-U-N-T. Kind regards. Okay, I mean, obviously she's pissed off.
Sounds highly educated.
Yeah. Oh, and apparently they think she took this course for $41. I mean, look, there's another one. I mean, I did hear that there's a lot of, especially out of country, selling fake degrees. So if you are not from like America or whatever, you can get fake degrees and then come to America. And like they really have no way to cross-reference. So they kind of like just accept it. This is what I've heard. So again, alleged. We don't know. We're just talking smack. All right. So yeah, there's definitely another actress that's got her name that's also Pakistani, and they're married or whatever. So like, I don't think that's her. But she might have also been an actress, because who knows? I don't. Anyways, so I want to look at a few more. before I show you what happened, I want to give time for some more people to come. Okay, let's see what she says.
I have never been the type of friend that when you're talking about your husband or talking about your best, like somebody you're dating, replies with, "Show me a picture of him." I do not care what your husband or your boyfriend looks like. That doesn't affect my life. I don't actually want to see that. I don't know why. I feel like it's weird.
Okay, so she doesn't want to see what your husband or boyfriend looks like. Oh, because she's such a girl's girl. Let's see what else. Okay. All right. All right. This is the last one, then I'll show you what happened.
When I was in New York, I met this crackhead.
Nope, that was the same one. Never mind. I'm not going to show that one. Okay. So now we are going to see, I don't know if this is the beginning. I might have to play it, and I can't rewind on Instagram. Dang. All right.
Doesn't want you to know about her. She preaches on her page and on her content that she's a high-value woman. She can teach you how to attract a high-value woman if you're a man. Thousands of dollars for one-on-one coaching. Let's see how much she values herself as a woman.
The main thing I would say to be a high value woman is always you have ability to reject attention.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
The third step towards becoming a high value woman, and this is genuinely so important, it's self-awareness. Now,
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
only one thing that all women want.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Go
And
on.
I can do it on your wedding day. What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Go
And I
on.
can do it on your wedding day and your
Alright.
birthday.
Okay, well,
and the
we'll
days
see.
After.
Okay.
I've been in situations where he's been with you in a social setting. He'll call me after.
This is the biggest scandal that Sadia Khan doesn't want you to know about her. She preaches.
Okay. So apparently, our little psychologist here that tells everyone she's a high value woman and can get help high value men get and attract high value women is a sugar baby / side chick the whole time. And her little fake psychology grift was just a way to get attention and fame and money, and then be able to attract to her finally these high value men that she probably had no business or no contact with her whole life. So the thing was a grift to get them to contact her for a consultation, like, I don't know, $5,000, $8,000 to talk to her because she's so whatever. And then as soon as she gets access to them, if she feels like she can manipulate them for money and get stuff out of them, then suddenly she becomes their side chick so she can get that money, because that's what she was always after this entire time.
I wish I could pretend to be surprised.
I mean, look, this is just like, you guys have to be careful about these people online. They're all freaking manipulators, narcissists, liars, like, especially if they're selling you something. As soon as it's like, buy my course, I'm going to teach you how to do, like, they don't know how to do that. Because if you know how to do what you're teaching, you'd be just doing that. You wouldn't be with extra time to teach it to other people. Nobody has that kind of time if you're actually successful in any way.
What is this the only time you've actually seen a person like her? Be honest.
No, this is the common thing. It just, I feel like,
What are you going to do?
hold on, how do I get I want to stop the, okay, so I can see if, like, I can get the text message. All right. So you can't hear it, right?
No.
Okay, because I want to take off the volume and just, like, let it, what's it called, play until I get the text message screenshots, because I can't freaking forward it. Ugh. Okay, whatever. Anyways, so I wanted to get it. So she
Well,
is
just let it play. It's going to pop up.
okay.
I don't know what's more concerning, the fact that she's pretending to be a shrink and she's talking all this shit, or it's the fact that a guy is so actively following her story. Like
Okay,
this
okay.
bearded dude.
Okay, here's the text. Look at her, laugh out loud, so cute and innocent. And then where there is life, there is hope, followed by bum cheeks. KMT, I don't know what that means.
KMT is kiss my teeth.
What? Where is that from?
It's black chick slang.
Oh, I thought it was like a British thing because you guys
It's
have
like it's like shaking my head, you know, like that kind
okay.
of thing.
Babe, when can I have sex? You're so long. I need a substitute. Oh, wait, what? When can I? Okay, when can we? Okay.
She's so selfish that when she wants sex, she talks about herself. When can I have sex? Oh, I meant we. Yeah, like if you can help out. Sorry, I'm so fucking self-absorbed. It's like, oh shit. Talk about a Freudian slip.
I know. So clearly narcissism. Let's see what else. If they show another screenshot, let's see.
Wait, what did she say? Ah, fuck.
What?
She said something after that.
Okay, here. How about this one?
No. Like she made some dig at him almost. I think if you go back to the previous screenshot, I think there was a slight dig at him.
Yeah, she just said,
It's mainly me, and then she says something about you only just something. It sounds like she was criticizing.
I think it was like you're only just there or something like that. Okay, in JVC, I don't know what that means. Girls can choose any man. No, in Dubai, period. Who else has a side chick on this levels? LOL. And gives them no stress. Told you I'm such a sick side chick. We can't have a normal convo without you talking about hoes, relationships, marriage, cheating, murder. Heal, man. Oh, welcome to Sadia. Showed you my app and you said, well done. Guess what? I saw my... Okay, let's see what else. Maybe they show the rest. No. All right, let's see. Maybe another screenshot. Okay, here we go. I'm soldier. They just to marinate. Laugh out loud. All right, won't be long. Kissy face. Get excited. Laugh out loud. Just FYI, I'm not taking any more 11 p.m. school night dick appointments. I still haven't caught up on the missed sleep. You had fun, though. You don't know that. Might have hated it. Laugh out loud. I'll leave my car running next time. No point switching it off. Laugh out loud. Well, you left my front door open the whole time, so might as well. If there is a next time, as you might have hated it. What? Okay. So she's basically insulting him. Like she's negging him.
Yeah.
She's like a dude. She's like the worst type of guy. All right, let's see. Okay. She was discovered to be the side piece of an engaged man. His fiance confronted her, and the following screenshots are texts that Sadia and the cheating fiance shared. So, like, yeah. I mean, it all comes out eventually. All this shit, it always comes out. It's like really sad, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Like, if you believe as a man that you are going to go to a hot woman to tell you how to be a man, you're going to get, she's a predator and you are her prey. End of story. Because
she's not a predator. She's no, she's not. She's a woman. She's a woman, right?
Mhm.
And I hate to say it, but any woman who tries to portray herself as being strong is not a strong woman. She is just deceiving you. Okay? This is why women are manipulators, because they're not strong. They don't know how to be strong in the way that man is. I'm sorry, but that's just true. Okay? Women have their own strengths. The reason why I'm saying that women today aren't strong is because the women today forgot what their fucking strengths are. Okay? The way they try to portray strength, the way this silly chick is trying to portray strength, is the strength of a man. Okay? That kind of
Mhm.
boss bitch energy. That is not female strength. That is not feminine strength. Okay? And whenever you see a woman do it, all as you should remind yourself of, if you can't remember it and if it isn't apparent to you, is that she is not a strong woman. She is a weak woman. And she's wearing a facade to mask her own insecurities, as if all the fucking facelift work wasn't enough for you to see it.
I mean, she's younger than me, so like I don't think she needs like a facelift. She probably had like maybe like a nose job, maybe some fillers and Botox and shit. I don't think she's facelift old.
Well, those are fucking cheek implants for sure.
Yeah,
And
that's
she
a
looks like she's
filler.
had her jaw done. She looks like
Filler.
she's had her jaw done, her jaw reshaped. That's not filler. That's sculpting on bone.
I was talking to one of my doctors and he was like, "Oh, do you need any filler?" And I'm like, "I don't want to look like a dude." And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "So like why do like all the women ask for like really defined jawlines? That's like a man thing." And then he's like, "I don't know, like all the chicks want to be guys now."
No, the women don't understand what they're going to look like at the end of it. When they get old, your musculature starts sagging and your skin starts sagging around it. So they think that by getting their jawline defined, it's not going to make it look like their face is sagging, but that's going to happen to them. Sorry.
I know that like a lot of like Russian or Eastern European women have very defined jawlines, but I feel like that happened because they had to masculinize after like the war and all that shit that happened over there. Like they became very masculine. When you talk to the Eastern European women, they're very much like predators. Like they're very, very hyper masculine. They look like women. They exaggerate the sexiness, but their behavior is very like predatory.
Yeah, I guess sometimes you see it, but like I would call it a different kind of predatory. I'd call it in the way that, I mean, it doesn't take a lot for you to kind of notice those differences if you look at the fact that most Eastern European women, I think this was born out of necessity. Unlike American women, and unlike some of the women from European countries that haven't experienced much hardship in the past like 50 to 60 years,
Mhm.
those Eastern European women, I think that one of the main differences that you see in their personality or in their behaviors is that they know what they want out of life. Okay, so you might think that that looks like predatory behavior simply because they know what they want and they're going after it. Whereas, like American women, Antipodean women, like especially Australians, and certain people from, like I said, the cushier parts of Europe that have had more privileged lives. Those women just don't know what the fuck they want to do, what the fuck they want to be, what the fuck they want out of life, and they just have this, like I said, one of the biggest problems in modern society, just this kind of prolonged adolescence. They think they can wait forever before they settle down with a dude and start a family. Whereas, like I said, when you come from those parts of the world that have endured hardships, like certain Eastern European women, you realize, like, no, life's a race. You got to get your shit in order. You got to know what you want. You got to go for it. And I think that's just, I don't think you should call that predatory. I think you should call those girls goal orientated. They know what they want. They go for it. That's it.
So you think like, girls who are very upfront, I only want a dude with like lots of money. I want a
No.
lifestyle.
Now you're kind of like portraying it in a very specific way. I and I don't know if that's necessarily being fair in the sense of like, if you're talking about somebody who grew up in like, let's say like a war-torn country, right? And they know that they've worked hard enough to be able to get out of it and to get to a better part of the world. I don't know if you should call them necessarily or kind of portray them as a gold digger simply because they want to get as far away from that kind of poverty as possible. If you speak to people who've come from war-torn countries, one of the things that you tend to notice when they get into a safe country is those kinds of problems from the past tend to haunt them, right? And it manifests in various ways, like disorders in a way. You might find that some of these people are actually, they've got eating disorders. They're fat. Okay. Women tend to kind of display that eating disorder more than men do. But if they've come from like poverty and a war-torn country, like, you know, where they've been starving for years, all of a sudden they're fat. Why? Because it's this kind of way that they're comforting themselves psychologically. They're afraid of not having food. They're afraid of slipping back into that hardship that they had that scarred them when they were a kid. So what they do is whenever they feel stressed, whenever they feel like they might be losing what they've worked for, or whenever they feel like they're unhappy about something, when something triggers that stress in them, they go to food for comfort because they're afraid of things getting as bad as it was when they had that trauma. And this is just one of the ways that that kind of manifests. Another way is obviously they feel that money can provide them protection, or not necessarily money, but anything that provides them some sort of protection, they'll indulge in that. So they think, I'll go for a rich guy, potentially. It's not necessarily because they're a gold digger going to want to live this lavish life where they're just kind of going, I'm buying shit. It's that they think that like that will protect me. We're always going to have a roof over our head. We're not going to be homeless out on the streets, you know, like scrounging for food. There is some, like the term gold digger is very specifically reserved for like one particular type of person. And I don't think every girl who's like, I want to marry rich, especially if she's got that kind of past of coming from poverty in a war-torn country, right? It's not necessarily that she's a gold digger. Okay?
No, I actually don't think most women are gold diggers just because they want security. I think women are drawn to safety and security. And in this world, you need money to provide safety and security. And women will not even be fertile without the feeling of safety and security. So, I mean, I understand that. Like, no shade against that. What I am saying is women who don't like men use their sexualities to just get resources out of the men, but they don't want to be with them. They don't love them. They're using them for money.
Well, that's why I called out her comment from, I think, the first video you showed of her, right? Where she was just like, when she was talking about how who should be getting married and who shouldn't, and she's talking about loyalty. But in the same sentence, she was basically saying like, oh, it doesn't matter if you love the guy or not. Like, as long as you're going to be loyal. It's like, well, no, you shouldn't be getting married if you don't love the person. Okay?
Yeah.
Because marriage is a very specific thing. There's a very specific purpose. If you don't love the person, then why are you getting married? Just because you want some kind of union? What kind of union is that going to be? What's it going to be built off of? And she's acting like loyalty is the key thing. Yeah, why are you going to be loyal if it's not that you love somebody? So obviously it's going to be transactional then. And it's going to be transactional based on some kind of like, oh, we can find some mutually beneficial arrangement here. Well, what's that going to be? Explain how that looks. If it's that transactionally you're going to be giving him A and he's going to be giving you B in return, most of the time we know that what he's going to be giving you is money. So what are you going to be giving him for it? I think we all know. So I've never seen a situation where a John marries his hooker, right? Why the fuck would you do that? Just so, again, all as it is so that you can act like you have more legitimacy than a fucking prostitute. You don't want to call yourself a prostitute because that doesn't sound nice. So you want to call yourself the wife. It's like, shit. At least a whore is fucking honest.
I mean, look, the reality is most people do not marry for the right reasons, unfortunately. And most people are manipulated into marriage by one person who is smarter than the other person. And maybe they have good intentions. Maybe they have nefarious intentions. And we just, it's always case by case. But ideal situation should be you are friends and you don't want to hurt the other person, which is why you're loyal to them, because hurting them hurts you. That's the ideal to me, in my opinion, which means nothing in the grand scheme of things. But that's just what I see. You should definitely be with someone who you don't want to hurt. And that to me is like, because love, like, love is just a bunch of hormones, right? That we kind of like confuse with lust or limerence or whatever. So like, what even is love? It's more like, I really like this person. I feel comfortable with this person. I feel safe with this person from the
I think
woman's
if
point of
you
view.
ask any man what love is, and like, I'm talking about any regular dude. I'm not talking about like these sappy fucking emotional like retards. I'm talking about like, to a guy, if a guy wants to marry a chick and he knows that he loves her, the way a guy realizes that he loves a girl, most of the time, right? Because men, if you haven't realized this, if you're still part of this kind of like crazy, like cult like version of the red pill, where you believe all these slogans without really understanding why you believe them. But yes, men can be friends with women. I'm sorry, it's true. And it's actually healthy for them to be friends with women. But the way you know the chick that you love and are not just kind of like you just want to fuck her, or you just want to do degen shit, or she's just a friend. The way you know the chick that you actually love is when you feel like you want to protect them, when you care about what happens to them. And this kind of ties into what you said, Kat, a moment ago. You don't want to hurt them. It's more than just that you don't want to hurt them. You don't want them to be hurt. You feel a certain way if they get hurt. You have that kind of compassion for them more deeply than you do for your friends. Okay?
Yeah.
And that is the fulfillment of what it is to be a man when you're in a relationship with a woman, because that is your job as the protector and a provider. When you meet the woman that pulls that thing out of you, that pulls that need that you as a man have to protect your woman, you know that that is likely the woman for you because you feel that for her. Okay? And that is, if you don't believe in love or if you think it's just hormones, that's the thing that's as close as what's going to come to love from a man's perspective, right? And I would assume that for a woman, it's the likewise feeling that she would have is, if you look at the gender roles, right, would be that when you kind of celebrate or you get happy for this guy's accomplishments, you enjoy looking at him and see that he's doing well in life, and you want to be a part of it. You want to support that. You want to celebrate in his achievements, right? That's the support aspect. And obviously, there's that thing that we always saw girls doing, like where they're kind of imagining being his wife, or they're imagining having his kids, and that obviously that's the other side, the carrying on his legacy, the like bearing his children. But as soon as you know, if you're a guy, that, wow, like I've got some kind of compassion in the sense that I don't want to see her get hurt, like, and it bothers me when I see her like struggling. I want to like protect her. We don't feel like that for we do, obviously. If you're a decent, well-adjusted person, you don't want to see people suffer, but there's gonna come a time when you, if you know a girl, or if you're friends with enough girls, that one is gonna hit you harder than the rest, where you really care for one above the others. And sometimes you're gonna become more aware of that than you are of like some next level attraction that you have for her.
Yeah, I think one thing that I will say is a lot of guys sometimes get themselves into issues, into problems when they are married, and then they decide to be a hero to another woman who's outside the relationship, because when a woman is very grateful for like you saving her or doing something for her, that does something to a guy that's like akin to love if he's not careful. So that's why I'm always like, you have to only give that to one person, even if somebody comes along and you like, they'd be very grateful for it. You have to be careful, because people like this woman will use a man's good nature to manipulate him by,
Oh yeah, see, this doesn't work though.
what do you mean?
Honestly, if guys are actually in touch with their own feelings, and when I say in touch with their own feelings, I mean it as a man saying it. I don't mean it as some woman saying it. Like, men need to be more in touch with their emotions. No, no, no.
Mhm.
What I mean is, you need to understand yourself, right? We all know that phrase. We don't often think about it. Know thyself. Know thyself. This is a crucial thing, especially in the modern world, right?
Yeah.
You need to understand what it is that you're feeling. At all times, you need to be aware of it. If you're aware of that, it's less likely that you're going to get manipulated. Okay? That feeling that I said that you're going to have for a woman when you love her, right? That feeling of you're drawn to protect her. You feel invested in her well-being, right? The chick being grateful afterwards, that does not matter. That's wholly irrelevant. Okay? The reason why you feel you want to protect her isn't because of some reward at the end of the day that she's going to be grateful. It's because you genuinely care. If you're a guy and you see a girl and you're like, I'm going to protect her, I'm going to do this white knight shit, or I'm going to be like, follow the codes of chivalry and make sure that she's safe. And if you're doing it because you're expecting that gratitude at the end and you get excited when you get it, and that's why you're doing it, not her manipulating you is the least of your worries. The bigger issue is that you're doing that for the wrong reasons. You're doing it because you're also trying to manipulate her. You're only doing the white knight shit so that you're going to get that gratitude and maybe some sex at the end of the day. There's guys out there who'll do that, who'll be out there like, I'm going to act as if I'm invested in you. I'm going to act as if I care about you. I'm going to stand up for you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to like try and help you out when you're struggling with shit. And I'm only doing it so that I can get some shit at the end of the day. When I'm talking about it originally, that you're invested in this person's well-being, I'm saying that you're doing it because you can't help but do it. You're doing it because you feel like, no, if I don't do this and she starts struggling or she starts suffering or something bad happens to her, it will make me feel bad. Her being hurt is going to hurt me. So I'm protecting her because I feel like if I don't protect her and something happens, it's going to hurt me just as much as it hurts her. And that's how invested I am. The gratitude at the end of the day and some potential shit later on that might happen or might not happen, that's wholly irrelevant. So this is when I say know yourself, know why you're doing that kind of stuff. If the only reason you're doing it is because of some kind of expectation, you don't love the chick. You're doing it out of lust and you're expecting sex. That's basic.
I mean, I don't want to disagree with you, but I will add something to it. I just don't feel like that is exactly what it feels like. I don't feel just not wanting to her to get hurt because there's some people who like they are just compelled to be kind and help people, and they would do it for a guy or a girl or whatever. And if you think that every time like somebody asks for your help or somebody like incites that out of you, like that it's love, you're gonna get really used. And there's a lot of women that will
I agree.
Let me finish. There's a lot of women that will play on guys' emotions like that they don't like, and they'll be like, oh, I broke my tire exploded and I don't know how I'm gonna get to work, and my cat's sick, and all this shit. And then the guy white knights them and like, oh, I'll pay for that, oh, I'll pay for the vet bills or whatever. And then they feel good and they're like, well, I must really care about her because look at all the stuff she got me to do. And that was a predatory female. So it's like, how do you tell the difference between you're getting used and you are doing it to the right woman for the right reason?
That's exactly why I said that you need to know yourself. You need to understand what are you expecting out of it? Are you helping her because you're thinking, if I do this for her, I'm going to get something out of it. It's going to impress her. She's going to be kind of all like, she's going to have this gratitude afterwards. She's going to like, maybe we'll go out, or she'll kind of give me something in return or whatever. Like if that's what you're doing, if you have any level of expectation from doing that, other than I'm just doing you a solid and I don't expect anything in return. If you're doing it completely selflessly, then whether or not she's using you and manipulating you, at least you know your feelings are real. Okay? You're never going to know if her feelings are real until
I think you could.
Until it happens.
I think you could. I think you could. And this is what I would say for guys to do. Watch what she does for you, how she treats you. Like,
yeah, but this is all behavior
remember.
analysis, which she could be faking still.
Of course, like there's a lot of women that will fake touch your arm to try to get you to like them so that they can ask you for something like money-wise later. But I would say any woman who is not your wife and that is asking for some way to help you her financially is a red flag already.
I would say that your wife asking you to help her financially is a red flag also.
No. Like,
Yeah.
what if she wants to stay home and take care of the kids? And she's like, I can't work anymore. We have like kids now. I want to stay here. So, whatever. I don't think that's a red flag. I think it's more like, I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your wife. I'm nobody to you, but I have all these problems. Would you help me? Or, oh, you're so strong. Can you help me do this? And blah, blah, blah. I think that's more manipulation.
Women are going to manipulate. I'm sorry, but they are. Like, it's your way to manipulate. That's your way. It's how I don't say it badly. Look, look, if you're the weaker sex and you need shit, and if you're the stronger sex and if you need shit, you're going to go about getting those things in the ways that are the most workable for you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The stronger sex is going to take it by virtue of strength. The weaker sex has to figure out their own way of taking it, where they can take it and get it successfully, right? And it's not going to be strength-based.
Yeah.
It's going to be some other way. So this is like, I'm not trying to be like all kind of progressive and liberal here, but I will say that this is something where I do agree women have gotten a bad rap. Because people start telling women, oh, you're just manipulators. And like, this is how you get shit. And with the women, you can't trust what they say. Like, never trust a woman who cries, right? Because they always want some shit. But, they're just being manipulative. They're just manipulative. That's how the fuck else do you expect women to get shit? Of course they're manipulators.
Well, yeah, men are too, because there's
men aren't. But
yes,
men
a lot of men
only
think,
recently.
I know,
Men
but a lot of men.
only.
Well, let me finish. A lot of men think if I buy her dinner, she owes me sex, which is like a covert contract, because this is not a prostitute. This is someone you're supposed to get to know. So, like, what you should be doing, if you want sex in exchange for you spending some money, you should go to a prostitute. But like, they won't, and then they get mad when it doesn't happen.
Well, see, again, this is your assumption that all the man wants is sex. Okay,
it's not my assumption from my experience. I haven't had this experience. I'm talking about other women.
No, but I mean, look, it's very easy for women to like. Okay, I told you, I think it was backstage after one of the programs we did. I think about 3 weeks ago, that a girl told me about a story that she had on a date with a guy, and it was like a terrible fucking date. And she basically said to him after one date that she thinks that they should just be friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why she said they should just be friends was because she had a history with this guy via mutual friends that they had. So like one of her friends from school or from I can't remember where, I don't know if it was work or school or whatever, but one of her friends, this guy that she wanted to date with was a friend of her boyfriend. So he was like just part of their friend group, but one that she saw very rarely. And they decided to go out one time. It was shit. She was like, I already know that I'm not interested in this dude.
Mm.
But he kind of nagged her. He said, like, look, how about we just go out like just as friends then? Like, it's not a date. Like, we can go out, watch film, like just socialize. Because they were in a town where they didn't really know anyone and anywhere else because they were on like a job that they were both doing together, like some contract work. So they decided to go out a couple of times. And he wasn't pushing or anything. He wasn't kind of like making any moves, allegedly. She said like she didn't feel like it was anything more than just we're socializing. But then after like 5 or 6 times, he just went in and started making a move. And she was like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? And he just turned completely different. Like his whole attitude. She told me she was genuinely scared that he was going to attack her because he started losing his shit. He was like, I've been taking you to all these nice. I've been like, I've been buying all this. I've been paying. And I was like, whoa, wait a second though. You're telling me that you're going out as friends and you went out 5 or 6 times and he paid for everything. And she was like, well, yeah. And I was like, well, you're a fucking retard. Like, I'm sorry, but if you guys are just going out and you're both friends and it's not a date and there's no possibility of sex or anything happening here, if it's not a date and you're friends going out, why the fuck are you letting him pay every fucking time?
Well, I will say something about that. There is a cultural thing in Latin culture where anytime a man is present, he's expected to pay for all the females. If there's 20 females at a table and one man shows up at the end of the dinner, didn't eat anything, just comes to like pick someone up or whatever, he's expected to pay for all the females that just...
No wonder your men are all fucking broke thieves.
Okay, first of all, I'm not saying that I agree with that. I disagree with that. Like, especially like if that's my man coming to pick us up or whatever, or pick me up, and all these other women are expecting him to pay for them, I'm like, no, those are my resources. Who the hell are you guys? So I do not agree with that. But culturally, it is expected.
Yeah, this chick wasn't Latin. This chick was not Latin, and I just think like that's just fucking stupid. If you're going out with the dude and you're letting him pay all the time, but you're like, this is not a date, then don't treat it like it's a fucking date. Don't treat it like it's a fucking date.
I mean, I agree with that. I'm just saying that there's different cultures and there's different rules that you have to understand. Like, and it's just like, it's actually like if a guy is there and he doesn't offer and he doesn't force the women to agree to let him pay, that guy will never get a woman in the future because the other woman will talk shit.
Well, yeah, no, all I'm saying is I will agree with cultures that I can understand. Okay. And if you can explain to me why you're so fucking entitled that you think that a guy should pay for everything, even when he's not getting anything from you, like if you're just friends going out just to socialize and it's not a date and you don't have a ring on your finger from that dude and you're not having sex or anything like that, there's nothing happened transactionally there. If you can explain to me why you think that it's on him to pay for all that shit in a day and age where you're working and he's working,
dude,
then
I'm
I'll
not
agree.
saying I agree with it. In fact,
No, I know you're not. I know you're not.
Everything in Latin culture. I especially disagree with you walk into a party and you have to kiss on the cheek every single freak in this party that you've never met. That is disgusting to me. That is absolutely, it's revolting. It is a violation of my sovereignty and I hate it. And the fact that I wouldn't do it in Latin culture meant that I was a horrible person. I was ostracized. I was called names. I was just called but the thing is, when I would finally get berated and I would do it like, and they would always be like this old stanky dude that smelled like cigars, and he'd kind of like grab you in inappropriate places and kind of go as he would kiss you on the cheek and rub his old man face and smell, and it was like so disgustingly cringe. It's like, I do not like those cultures. I like a culture where you walk into a room and you just do this with a distance, a proper
Yeah.
distance. That's my favorite thing. I don't like to touch anyone. I don't even like to touch people that I love, my best friends. I don't like to touch you. I don't even like to touch my own family. And I know that could be like a little bit weird to a lot of people, but it's just like I can love you as a family member without touching you. It's cringe. I only touch kids and my husband. And maybe if somebody died and I'm kind of comforting them. But that takes a lot out of me. Hey.
Anyway, back to this crazy hoe.
Yeah. So my dad did tell me growing up, and even though he comes from like a Middle Eastern non-Muslim culture where all the guys always fight for the bill and the men always pay whatever, like that's their culture as well. But it's even considered rude. Like if you're a man and you let another man pay for you, it's considered like really like you're lower, you're beneath them, you're their little bitch. So like they're constantly fighting for that because you're just not even fighting to pay the bill. You're fighting for dominance in the hierarchy. Anyways, so he even said, never, ever let a guy spend $1 on you that's not your husband or like a boyfriend you're going to marry. Like, don't let him spend any money. Like if someone wants to take you on a date and you like them, the first date is just like preliminary, feel each other out. You pay for yourself, they pay for themselves, and, you know, separate cars, make sure you're not followed, you know, don't, God forbid, get near their car or offer to go to their house or a second location, like in and out. And if you like them, then you can continue to do that until you trust them enough to, you know, go to like a situation where they're paying for a dinner every now and then. You know, that I think is the best way, because once a guy starts paying money for you, there's a certain caliber of guys that will switch on. Now she owes me. And once that switch happens, they can get violent or psychotic or stalkery or abusive or whatever if they don't get what they want. So like if you are not ready for that, like it's always best, don't let them buy you a gift. Don't let them bring you anything. Like just don't accept anything.
That's what happened with my mate who was telling me that story.
Yeah.
When she was basically like, no, like, and I did feel for her, even though I was like, you're a fucking idiot for going out with the dude like 6-7 times and letting him pay for everything.
Yeah.
But she was just like, yeah, but it was cheap places that he took me to. It's not all that much. And I was like, well, that's kind of even worse. Why the fuck didn't you pay for it then? If it was cheap, you could be like, hey, dude, even if you don't want to split the check or whatever, like just say like next time is on me. Like you treat me this time with buddies, right? I've got you next time, right? Next time I'll pick the place and we'll go out for a meal, whatever. Like that, you know that I've got loads of friends who are girls, right? I don't fucking pay for shit all the time. I'll pay one time if I'm the one inviting them somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a place that I want to go to, and I want to go, if it's somewhere where I think, oh, I know this chick's gonna like that. Mm-hmm. I'll ask her. I'll be like, hey, I want to go to this place. I know you're into that. Do you want to come along? And if it's some place where we have to like pay to get in or whatever, or if we're going to a restaurant and it's like a meal that we're going for, because I'm the one who invited, I'll pay. And there's loads of times when they invite me and they'll cover it. They'll be like, no, I'm the one who invited you, right? That's how it works. If you want to go somewhere and you want the company of one of your mates,
mm-hmm.
you shouldn't assume that they're going to pay for themselves because you're the one who's inviting them.
No, if
I go out on holiday, if I've got like a villa somewhere, if I've got like a place booked, if I invite people over, if I'm like, hey, look, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be there, like next year, I'm going to Bali, I've got a place, I've got a villa there. Like if I invite somebody, I'm not expecting them to pay for shit.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm like, hey, look, if you're near here, if you can get here, I've got a place for you. You can stay as long as you want. I'm here from this month to that month. Right? They'll pay for the flight, but then everything else is on me. I'm inviting you over. Like, I'm not going to invite somebody over and then be at the end of it like, oh, right, so let's talk about how much you owe me. No, that's a bitch move.
Yeah. So like what I would do, even with girlfriends or guy friends or whatever friends, if when I was younger, especially, like if I wanted to do something, I didn't have like a date, I didn't have a boyfriend, nothing, then I would just be like, do you want to do this with me? And if they'd go, oh, I don't know, how much is that or whatever, then I'd be like, I'll pay for you. I'll take you, whatever. But I would wait for the hesitation. If I sensed the hesitation, then I'd say, I got you. But if there were no hesitation, they got themselves. I don't care.
Yeah, no, it's like this is such basic shit, and I always get confused as to how like people don't understand this. But then I remember like, yeah, these are the people who grew up
Online.
not going out and not socializing, so you don't know how
Yeah.
to fucking socialize in the real world.
Yeah, and it's tough when nobody knows how to socialize, and it's just like the blind leading the blind, and you don't know what influencers people are watching, like the ones who are like, you're a queen, babe, get whatever you can. They're lucky to be in your presence, or if they're like, don't be a terrible person, make sure you don't, hurt anybody's feelings or don't use anybody, like you never know who these people are watching, so there's no like common ground between people anymore.
It's the weirdest thing. It's so fucking weird. I was oh god, I was at a gig last week,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to this pretty kind of like it's a pretty well-known, I don't want to say what it is, but it's a well-known club / bar.
Mm-hmm.
In a very well-known part of London, and it's kind of a little bit not exclusive, but it's you have a certain kind of person who goes there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm very good friends with the guy who runs the place, and I was there, and because of somebody who was performing there that night. Afterwards, there was a very kind of interesting group of people, and many of them were like this kind of like progressive liberal arts type girl, the kind of girls that that I would not get along with at all. And I suddenly realized how, like, because I never socialize with these people. I don't talk to those types of girls, right? But because I was there, I guess they assumed that I was into that kind of thing. They probably thought that I was one of these guys who's, although I don't look like it, they probably thought that I was one of these guys who's kind of like very progressive, very like, artsy, creative type, who's an ally or some shit like that, right? And when I went to get a drink, because I was alone at the bar, I went, as I was walking away from the bar through to one of the lounge areas, I went to kind of stand next to where this kind of exhibit was, and these two girls came over to me and asked if I wanted to come and sit with them. And I was like, oh, okay. So we sit down, and they start talking, they start chatting, and about themselves, because they're women. But yeah, they started asking me questions, and I realized, wow. Now, one of them looked very, very, very progressive left wing. She had the nose piercings and everything. The other one looked a little bit more interesting. Like, she looked slightly more normal. But as I was talking to them, number one, realized these girls are thirsty. They were like, I noticed that they were scoping guys out. I could see it, like, even as I was walking past them, I could see they were looking around. And straight away, when they asked me to come and sit with them, I was like, oh, he's alone. Like, let's quickly get him to our table. But they started talking about shit, and it was immediately political. It was immediately like very kind of like progressive left shit. And I was like thinking, okay, look, I'm not going to bang either one of these girls. I'm not going to bang either one of these girls. I know I'm not, because the one with the metal in her face, I wouldn't touch with my enemy's penis. and the other one was just very kind of, she was nice, but she was mid. But instantly I just thought, I'm going to have fun here. I'm just going to have fun. And straight away, I started saying all of the things that were like, oh, you misjudge me. I'm not left wing. So I started throwing out the right wing talking points. And I started giving it like, sorry?
Which ones?
Oh, just like, so one of the things they were talking about straight away was the Gaza situation.
Oh, gosh.
And then another thing that we're talking about was, you know, Donald Trump being a psycho. And I was just like, when they mentioned like Donald Trump shouldn't be president, shouldn't, like, I can't wait. They're like, one of the way they said it was, I can't wait until his 3 years is up. And like, I was thinking to myself, like, what are you talking about? Like, they're like, I can't wait until America gets a new. No. She said, I can't wait until he finishes his current term. And I was like, yeah, me too. She was like, yeah, like, I can't wait. It's only a few more years. I was like, yeah, hopefully he's going to come here and try to run to be our prime minister. And like, her face was like, what? And then she gets into a conversation. She didn't try to shut me down or anything. She wasn't like, you're crazy. She carried on talking. And I was like, the more I throw out this right wing shit, she's not trying to disagree with it. She's not trying to get me to, she's not trying to argue with me about it. She's trying to, by the way, looking at the chat, they were English, they weren't American, but English liberal women are more concerned with American politics than they are with British politics. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I think they see as what's going on in America is filtering down to Britain. And also they hate the shit that they're taught to hate. And the biggest thing that's like carrying a lot of weight in Britain right now, more than our immigrant issue, is Donald Trump being president. Like that's a big thing that our news talks about. But yeah, like when we were talking, she wasn't arguing with me. She was just bouncing onto different points. And I quickly realized what they're trying to do. And this is what women will do. This is what women will do with a guy. There are loads of liberal guys at this place on that night. Mm-hmm. And none of them
got called over.
Oh, trust me. They just assumed I was liberal because of the place that I was at. The event that was happening. I know the guy who runs this place. It's not normally a venue for those kinds of people. The only reason why I went there is because of the venue itself and because my mate runs the place. But there was a specific event they had there. It attracted a very, very different to usual crowd. Believe me, if you saw me, I do not look like an ally. So when we were talking, I noticed that all of these other guys that were around that place were most of them were these like soft beta type guys. And they were the ones who were just hanging around the women. And you can tell the way they stand around these women, you can see that it's like one average or below average looking chick that will have on average 3 or 4 guys who are all desperate, weird looking guys standing around her. And it's almost like they're staring at her longingly, being like, please notice me. Please notice me. Please notice me. Because if you look at it, she makes eye contact with none of these guys, but they're always maintaining constant eye contact with her. And you know, I used to work at nightclubs. I've seen this. Whenever you see that, you know, that's the guy who's in the friend zone. He's never going to get anything from this chick. She's not interested. When you notice that the dude is looking at the chick constantly and she's barely giving him any eye contact, it's like, when are you going to learn, dude, that she's not interested in you? But that's what's happening here. And I'm like, how has this happened? How is it that we're living in a day and age where you've got, I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude and say fuck ugly girls, but like genuinely not attractive women who have got so much fucking attention from dudes?
Yeah, but not the dudes that they want. So does it matter?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. But if you actually listen to them, if you listen to the women, and if you see the talking points that these girls were making when they were chatting to me, they're fucking talking points. I'm like, I'm not agreeing with you. I'm giving you pushback, and you're either too scared to argue, or you've got an ulterior motive. You're not arguing with me. You're not agreeing with me, but you're not arguing with me. But if any one of those other guys sat in my place, they would agree with you on everything. So it sounds like they would be the ideal guy for you. But why are you not interested in them? And the reason you're not interested in them is because these women are too dumb to realize that they've been brainwashed. Okay, they're giving all the talking points that they have. We don't have the ugliest white women. There's pretty much no white women left in the UK. So like, yeah, they've all been bred out. Like it's been overrun by pretty much everyone else.
Oh well,
ugly people.
They had a good run, you know.
Yeah, like everyone who comes to the UK actually, it's funny. They all want to look like white women. But yeah, like they all come to the UK. They claim they're proud about their heritage, but for some reason they all try to look like they're white. Yeah, skin lightening cream, hair straighteners, and yeah, whatever. I don't understand it.
It is.
But anyway, the weirdest fucking thing about this is that you realize like very quickly what they're doing. The reason why they're not disagreeing if you give different talking points. If you're like, look, talk to a liberal chick.
Mm-hmm.
Be yourself. Don't be a liberal dude. Don't play like you're an ally. But if they start disagreeing with you, if they wanted you, if they're the ones who approach you and start chatting to you, and you're just like, nah, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to give you pushback. And they don't argue. You realize that they're doing the thing that women always think they can do when they find a guy that they're interested in. They're trying to change your mind. They're trying to, they do this thing of like, I can fix him. I'm not going to argue with him. I'm not going to disagree with him, but I can fix him. We can find some common ground and I can slowly manipulate him into agreeing with me. Like, nah.
I think that, look, this is, I don't know, but I think that the women think that they are liberal because everybody they know is liberal and every guy they talk to just agrees with them.
Yeah.
And they've never heard the other side. There's never been any pushback. There's not enough guys that are gonna deal with them and like argue with them. Most guys who just don't agree with them will just like walk away from them. That like they're kind of, I feel bad because they're in an echo chamber of their own bullshit. So like who is gonna go in there and be like, no, you dumbasses, you don't even have any of your own beliefs. Everything was told to you. You're just repeating shit that you've heard. You're just literally brainwashed to repeating catchphrases, but nobody goes and tells them.
Yeah, the worst thing is that they're so afraid of getting gaslit, but they don't realize the real gaslighting that's going on. Like we've spoken about it in the past. Like we've mentioned how like women are going to be having this delusional idea of how attractive they are because of their better looking girlfriends telling them how beautiful they are. Right. Like, this is why
that's an IQ problem. Like,
well, no, it's not an IQ problem. It's the way women set one another up for failure, right? They're like, oh, I'm going to tell the fat, ugly bitch that she's gorgeous because it's going to make me look better by comparison. If everyone thinks that she's hot and I'm at least 4 points hotter than what she is, then that's going to make me look super hot, right? And also it's going to stop her from trying to compete with me because everyone's going to blow like, smoke up her ass and make her think she's fucking hot. But the other thing is that it's this just like this kind of crazy amount of fucking desperate men that we have nowadays who will constantly be telling chicks how fucking hot they are. Like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. There was a guy, I forget who he was, as a YouTuber, I forget who he was, but he did a show where he did a deep dive on this kind of like problem with porn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all these guys who watch porn. And he said that one of the things that really opened his eyes up was when he started looking at the comments that people were leaving on these porn sites, right? And what he started doing was he started looking at the ugliest fucking women who are uploading videos, right? And he did it, I think, on a couple of big porn platforms. I can't remember what they were now, but he went to a few of the well-known, like I'm guessing it's something like I don't know, like what's the
Don't even say it. I don't want to mention
I'm
them.
trying to remember, but like it was one of the
don't even
most
know.
popular ones. Like,
Okay.
yeah, there's a few popular sites out there, I guess, but he went to a few of them, and it was ones where users could upload their own videos and other users obviously can comment on them. But he also went on some really weird fucking, I think it was Reddit forums, like with really like fucking twisted groups where people can like upload pictures, right? And it's like to groups where apparently the stuff that you upload has to be a very specific niche. It has to be like, this is the stuff we do here, that's the stuff we do there, right? And the reason why he visited those sites was because he said that on the Reddit groups, the people who create these threads that like, this is what we're looking for here, and people can upload the stuff, like their own stuff if they want to create that content, right? Some of them are like very strict standards. Like, so some of them were like forums for, let's say, women with like huge tits, I'm guessing, right? Or women, one of them I remember, he said it's like fit, athletic, like slim waists, but big tits and big hips, right? And what he started doing was he started looking at users who uploaded their own shit, but that obviously, very obviously did not meet the standards. And I think he picked out 2 or 3 categories that he spent time talking about. And he was saying, look, they say very clearly here in the rules, we will take your shit down. We do not want fat chicks here. We want chicks with slim waists, curvy hips, not fat. Clearly not fat. And 99.9% of the shit that was put up there was fat bitches. And it's like, yeah, you've got big tits and you've got big hips, but you're just big all over. You do not meet the criteria. You're just a fat bitch.
So what was the point of that? So
the whole thing,
don't care.
the whole thing was that not only were like, because I'm listening to this guy talking, I'm thinking, look, yeah, obviously, if you create a forum and like, you're like, these are my standards, right? If somebody sends me these pictures and I'm like, man, fuck you, I'd be thinking to myself, if I'm some desperate dude who's like, he's got the lotion out, he's ready to go, he wants to like knock one out like in his mum's basement, right? If I'm like that dude and I start opening pictures and all I'm getting is like the exact opposite of what I've been asking for, I'd be slagging these people off. I'd be leaving comments being like, fuck you, get out of here, you disgusting fucking hippo. Instead, no, there's hundreds of comments and not one of them is criticizing the chick. They're all like, oh my God, you're beautiful. Oh my God. I would want to do that. Like, oh, please, like tie me up and use me or whatever. Like really fucked up shit. And I'm like, none of these girls, I bet, have ever been told that they're ugly. And this is why I think you see these delusional people, because like you said, nobody wants to disagree with them. They keep having all of this shit affirmed. And when you keep hearing that, it's just going to inflate your ego. And the reality is, it's not that you're beautiful. It's just that other people are fucking desperate. Like, you are not attractive. You are not successful. You don't have anything good going for you. So like, yeah, I mean, these people are going to get a reality check, but like, it's like you said a few weeks back when we were talking about a similar thing. All of your friends are building you up for failure by telling you that you're beautiful, that you're great, that you're so good. Oh my God, like you're going to meet such a great guy one day and blah, blah, blah. And he'll be lucky to have you. But then one day never comes. And they're going to wake up, you know, they're going to realize that they're too old to have a kid. They're never going to meet a guy. And they're just going to grow old and alone while all of those better looking friends have gotten married and had kids.
Well, that kind of does take me to the next part I want to talk about everybody being a hypocrite. Women, for sure are hypocrites. They will tell their unattractive friends that they're very attractive and they should never change. What they're saying is, no, I like you not being a threat to me. So like, why don't you keep being not a threat? And someone will just love you for you. They shouldn't love you for what you look like, someone or whatever, like bull crap, just to get them to like not do anything to better themselves, because women are very competitive, so they're always going to lie to each other. And also women, studies have shown that if you go to a hairstylist and she finds you like a competition for her, she's going to make your hair very short, much shorter than what you asked for, what you agreed to, because women sabotage each other's looks all the time. So, I mean, it is just the nature of women. So I think I told you this before, like I had some girlfriends over, and one of my girlfriends and I were complaining about how like we had gained weight and like what we were trying to do to lose weight. So we're talking about like, I'm trying this diet, or I'm going to try this workout or whatever. Right. So we're talking to
So
each other.
wait, you're on a weight loss journey?
No, this was years ago. Shut up. Anyways.
When she needed
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm so happy for you.
Shut up. You little shits. Anyways, so we were talking about this, and then this other girl comes up to us and says, "No, guys, you guys are perfect. You're two of the most beautiful girls. How could you say these things?" And we literally looked at her with fire in the eyes and like, no, we don't do this fake shit here.
Aw.
And we're like, either you're honest to us or don't talk. And
What does she look like, though? What does she look like?
I don't want to say. Anyway,
She was better looking.
No.
She was just sitting there looking at you, being like, "But your cellulite, it's so cute."
No. I don't think that she was. I don't think she's a bad person. I think that she's used to being around women who are uglier than her that told her this type of crap to keep her
Wait,
down.
why did you laugh? Did you laugh because you realized you were talking about yourself when you said that?
No, I'm not talking about myself.
Was she brave?
She was not brave, but I feel like she hangs out with a lot of brave people, and they manipulated her to kind of like, this is how women talk to each other. Bullshit. Because like, if all your friends are very brave and they always tell you that you don't need to change and you're perfect that way, and they don't let you like, complain about like needing to lose a few pounds, and they don't like support your fitness journey, whatever, then you're going to be like, that's how women are.
I'm going to make a line of clothes where the extra large sizes are just called like stunning and brave. Like, just
morbidly brave.
Yeah, like those are how I'm going to rate like the sizes of the clothes.
And then you have like Coffin as like the most brave of the fit.
Oh my God. Anyways, so so that was one of the things that I think we should mention, that women are very hypocritical to each other, and they do sabotage each other's getting better. Oh my God, this might be true. Oh my God. They're always like, eat more, cat. Make this an eating channel, cat. Just like have some desserts.
Cat. By the way, after what we just spoke about, I'm gonna go on Reddit and I'm gonna find some of like these like twisted kind of like not safe for work groups about people who have a fetish watching women eat on stream.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna get all of these weird fucking degens and I'm gonna send them the links to your channel.
Oh,
so God. We can get them on to watch you eat. And I'm gonna be like, she likes to like pretend like she talks about relevant topics, but really she just wants to like have people watching her eat. I like get off on it. So like just talk shit to her. Like, yeah. I'm gonna try and bring a whole new crowd of people to watch your films.
Yes, so we already talked about Sadia if you're a little bit late. So after, you can go to the beginning part and talk about that. I think that was like the first 30 to 45
I thought we
minutes.
were still gonna talk about her because Tank said something earlier about that as well.
What did he say about her specific? I didn't see.
I'm trying to remember. I think where is it?
Maybe Tank could put something. There you go. No.
Oh, Jesus. Anyways, if you have any questions about her situation that you want us to talk about or whatever, let us know. Well, I already ate today. We had steak and
Yeah, she put some meat in your mouth.
shut up. We had steak and what is beets? Steak and beets
Steak, rice.
and rice. Okay, so that's what we ate today. Ah, Jesus. Okay. Anyway, so the other thing that I wanted to talk about everybody being hypocritical is something that I was thinking about the other day, how it's always when people are happily married that they tell the single people to wait for marriage to have sex.
Oh yeah,
It's just like
that doesn't work.
Why?
I don't think it works for
could.
everybody. I think
It
it
could.
works if you have a specific look. But I think that most people that doesn't apply to. You know what I'm saying? In a nice way.
Yeah, it could work, but no. If you want to be happy in everything, then yeah, you got to test the waters, or at least see what you're getting into.
Yes,
Like
you're
say,
not
hey,
going to buy
show
the
it
car
to me.
without driving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Show
don't
it
go
to
a
me
car
first.
dealership. Just bring it to the house. We're gonna do the deal right now. I'll buy it sight unseen. You
Dude,
don't do sight unseen.
And look,
guys need to be like this with women. If there's manipulative women out there that you're afraid are going to be using you, like, oh no, she's going to be stringing me along. She's never really going to put out. Just say it up front. Just say it up front. You don't waste your time with girls. If
what
all
do
you
you
want is
say? What do you
sex.
say?
No, just up front. Just be like, look, you're single. I'm single. I don't want to get into anything right now. We don't know if we get along, but we can at least have sex. Right?
That's horrible, David.
No, it fucking
That's
isn't.
not gonna work.
It does work. It works
For
more
you,
than anything
maybe.
else does.
Wait,
Oh my
whoa,
God. You need to simmer down.
That wouldn't work for a long-term relationship basis. You need to.
That would work for that would work for very broken people.
Brokies.
You're living in a day and age where we have more broken people than ever before. The time is right for this kind of line.
I'm not saying it, you're not like if you're half decent looking, you can definitely find endless supply of broken people. But I thought the goal was at least one person not broken in a relationship to kind of help the broken one a little bit. You
don't want to marry a therapist. You don't want to be marrying somebody that you're going to have to constantly be supporting, like mentally. No.
Unless that's what you're into.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are.
Oh,
tell me about it. Tell me about your horrors. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
So, like, okay.
She made you cry? Oh.
Calm down. So, like, one thing I was thinking about
Find
was,
yourself a girl who had a really fucked up dad.
Jesus. No, because the problem with that advice is, yeah, they'll sleep with you, but they'll also be horrible for a relationship, horrible mothers, horrible partners.
Yeah, no, that's why you keep them as the side piece.
I know, but how? Okay, we're not talking about how to get Sadia Khans. You know, we're talking about how do you get your wife?
Sadia Khan.
No, like the way you get your wife is by not listening to people on the internet. Don't listen to Kat on how to find a wife or me.
Well,
you go out into the real world. That's how it begins. No Disney story ever began with like the princess was scrolling through the fucking internet forums or going onto some dating apps. Nobody's gonna tell a romantic story about how they met somebody on fucking Tinder or shit. Like.
But wait, there's Snow White. She found like 7 dwarves.
Okay, calm down.
Yeah, Prince Charming settled for some railed out whore who just who got date raped by 7 midgets. It's like
Jesus.
Oh come on! What do you mean Jesus? She was sleeping in their house for how long? You don't think they did anything?
All right.
Apparently horny.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay. So like one thing I was thinking about, like the whole this is terrible, but I feel like if I were to give advice to women, which they should not take, without judging who it's coming from, I would say if you are at least as attractive as me, you could follow my advice. But if you are less attractive as I was, it probably won't work. You know, like, and I just think that's like being honest. Like, if you are not attractive, people are not going to wait as long. Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's fair, Damon?
What, to just give the caveat of the advice you're giving is for people who could get away with the shit that you could get away with.
Yeah, and you
Because
probably
of looks.
can't. Yeah, you probably can't get away with what I could get away with if you are morbidly obese, low
Yeah,
IQ.
like so. I think that.
I don't know.
that. Yeah, but like some advice. To be fair,
Mhm.
some advice can apply universally. Like, but yeah, most of the time, if you're talking like it, you got to be aware of like what advantages you have. If some of them are physical advantages, right? This is something that Teriak sometimes gives me shit for, or that Jake sometimes like says like no. But the reason why that happened, Damon, is because you're like 6'8", 6'9", right? And I'm like, oh yeah, you build and shit. What?
This comment. Yes. No, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm not saying that to be like whatever. I'm just saying that when I used to give friends that were, let's say, overweight advice on dating, they used to tell me like, if I told a guy that like I need to get them to know them before I sleep with them, they wouldn't get to know me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because all guys are like perfectly fine when I say that, but the other girls, because of who they were, didn't get that same response.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be narcissistic. I'm just trying to be
No, look, yeah,
realistic.
it's true. But the thing is that sometimes people like I'm aware that there's people who are very close to being black pilled.
Yeah, go on.
But there's some people who are like, there's loads of people who are so fucking depressed today, like black pill. They don't even really want to go out and meet girls, and like that. I know when I'm trying to tell people, like, look, dude, come out. Like, you're gonna get. Well, let's get your girlfriend, kind of thing, right? I work with the dude who broke up with his chick. He was depressed. I was like, just get out there. At least just get out there and get laid. Get it out of your system. And he was like, all right, okay, cool. And I was like, look, make a move. Let's go. Like, we'll talk to this chick. And he's like, oh, no, dude, like, yeah, you're going to get a chick. I'm not going to. And like, yeah, it's normal. When you go through a breakup, you're going to feel down. You're going to be negative. You're not going to have that kind of, optimism straight after getting dumped or rejected or whatever, right? So I get it. He's feeling a bit down. But then what they start doing is they'll look at whoever's trying to help them. They'll start looking at like someone like me or someone else who's giving them advice. And they'll be like, no, you're going to get action because of this, because of that, because of that. Now, like one of the guys was a guy that I work out with. He's actually like more built up than I am. He's like, he's like proper. He was like, went with the IBF and he's like semi-pro. He's like had posters of him like on like some there was like a conference recently that did like some bodybuilding tournaments and shit like that, and he was like on one of the posters. He's built like a motherfucker. He's really pumped up and big, but he's not very tall, and he's feeling insecure next to me just because I'm taller than him. And he's like, no, I'm like, dude, look at you. Like, it's amazing the kind of power that a woman can have over a man when she dumps him. It really is. And I felt so bad for this dude. I was like, let's go out. Come on, man. We'll come out. We'll get you some action. And he was just like, no, like he lost all fucking self-confidence. And it was sad to see. But when you put them out there and you have to do that shit in the real world, not over some fucking dating app, it is so much better for you. Because he could have done the thing of just like putting some good pictures of himself out there, go out on a dating profile, blah, 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 blah. And you think, oh, it's working. Look, people are interested, right? But eventually you're still going to have to meet the person for real. And you're going to have all of that anxiety. Like, no, just jump in with both feet, go out, meet somebody, talk to them face to face for real, get used to doing that. Like the fact that so many people are letting themselves be influenced by others. And like you said, like women can just sabotage each other. What's up?
What?
Nothing.
You were laughing.
I was just posting a picture of Sadia in case anyone came just for us to talk about her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But that's that hypocrisy that, like, we covered the hypocrisy that she was about.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. But this is the thing, like, be careful of who gives you advice and why they're giving you advice.
Stephen, was there any advice that you would give a friend that looking back you realized that it only worked for you and it wouldn't work for them? And same question for you, Damon, so think of it.
Pull your penis out. It'll impress her.
Wait longer. It's much more fun that way.
What, wait longer?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Like, draw it out. Like
draw
edge,
what out?
Like edge. Do some edging.
What the hell are you
Like,
talking about?
We were dating for what, 6 months?
Okay.
Anything happened?
Okay, but you need to realize that I am very attractive.
Yes.
And you were still probably dating other people.
Stop gaslighting her, Steve.
No, but like there are some attractive women that I have, and I'm sure.
No, but like, be honest. Were there any women that, if they had said that to you, you would not have continued pursuing them? Be honest.
There are some that, if they had told me, what you're talking about, like, I want to wait.
Yeah.
There's some that I would wait, but I would still continue to date them. I wouldn't like stop dating them.
So really,
but if I stop dating them,
there was no one.
Done. They're done.
So
like
wait.
If I stop dating,
hold on. I just want. Does that include big chicks?
No, if there's too much real estate, I don't care. If they're too tall.
So you're talking about only like people you find attractive. Is there anyone
within the criteria that are required?
Oh, okay.
Steve, did Kat tell you that you had to wait?
No, it was more like
implied.
It was implied.
Just wait 5 minutes until we get home.
No. It was implied. Like, no, we're not doing anything. And then I couldn't read her, so she had a lot of ice around her. She's like I had to break the ice.
But I didn't make you pay for me. We would split.
True.
So it's not like you were losing out on money.
It felt like a mutual relationship of each of us getting our rocks off on
with other chicks,
emotional connection with each other,
having
like closeness of being sort of friends, but not knowing who the hell the other person is, and getting.
So you were seeing and fucking other chicks on the side while you were.
But we were not exclusive.
We were not exclusive.
Right. Okay. That's clear. Right. It's easy to wait for a chick if you're banging other chicks on the side. Yeah.
Exactly.
And actually, you could say, like, if you're going to be dating multiple people, stick with one person that you're banging, but possibly you will be only with that person that you were banging.
But see, this is more hypocrisy.
So was it a surprise? Was it a surprise when Kat...
Because in my position, I could do
exactly. So we can't give other people advice.
You can, because some people might be like, I couldn't. No, some people might. No. Look. Even ugly people do have sex, so it's okay to assume that maybe you're waiting for one chick, but the advice will work for them because maybe let's say they're not as attractive. The chick that they're trying to get with is making them wait. Now she's possibly saying, this dude's not good looking. I won't fuck him, right? But I'll friend zone him. I'll carry on leading him on. So he's maybe going to have that hope or expectation that we will have sex one day, right? So the advice helps because we're telling those people, while you're waiting for this chick, don't lock yourself out of other opportunities. Get yourself a girl who will fuck you.
Okay, we need to answer Tank's question because he's new, so he doesn't understand. So we are married, and Damon is our third.
He sits in the cuck. Well, not always, but there's a cuck chair.
Oh
and
God.
no,
No, we're just kidding. We're married, and when we met,
That means that I'm actually having more sex than what Steve is.
shut up, Damon.
No, actually, I don't think that's.
You've had a good week.
Actually, when you're
With the
single,
side piece?
I think you have sex
Shut up,
less
David.
than when you're married, for sure. Unless you're like a little whore running around, you know.
I'm not a whore, but I
Wow.
I do
You're
get
not a
I
whore.
do.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
I'm not a whore. No.
Okay. Well, whatever. So
Okay.
back to we met, and we were both getting to know each other by meeting up at locations, and like I would pay for the food, he'd pay for the
We would meet at
tickets.
locations.
The
Corner
movie
of a
theater.
street.
The movie theater. We'd meet at the movie theater. He would pay for the food, I'd pay for the tickets, or vice
No,
versa.
I paid for the tickets.
It doesn't matter. It equaled about the same amount of
Mhm.
money spent, and we would sit and watch movies every Saturday for months before he finally said, "I don't." What would you say? He yelled
if
at
you
me.
like me.
Yeah, he yelled at me. He's like, "I don't understand you. I can't read you. I don't know if you like me." And then you asked if you would kiss me, and then I was like, "Yes, but you don't have to scream in my face."
And I got really excited.
And then he,
just
instead of
went-
like kissing, he just like all handsy, which was
because
really crazy.
I didn't know what to do. I was like a puppy in a
Jesus.
shop full of bones. I didn't know which bone to go for.
Oh God. Anyways, so then after that, like we became more exclusive, and then it was fine. But like we took that time to get to know each other before we did anything with each other.
Was it a surprise, Steve, when you finally got access?
Wait, what do you mean?
He
by
was
surprise?
he was very surprised that I was biologically female.
Were you expecting it? Were you expecting like that you were
it
going to
was
have
way
sex
better
that night?
than I was expecting. Way.
No, I'm not saying was it like what you
Heck?
expected. I'm saying when she was like, did she say like, "Hey, tomorrow I want it to be," or was it just like in the moment, like now she's ready and
It
like
was
you
in the
got to go?
moment. There was no.
Oh,
It took a long time. I'm not
Zero prep.
gonna lie. It took a very long time, and because I have to feel a certain thing.
and then
I want to say I also realized that I know that is privilege to be able to feel that before you can do something like that, and I understand like not everybody gets those opportunities.
But Kat, you said that you weren't exclusive while you were dating.
What do you mean? Well, when we were getting to know each other, we were not exclusive.
So you
We
were
were
still seeing
dating.
other dudes, and he was seeing other chicks.
Yeah, because
And
we
dudes.
were not sleeping with each other. We were dating. That's like
We
literally.
weren't even dating.
Well-
we were just going to some like a movie as that's what I thought, as friends.
Steve has to say that because of all the side pieces he had.
Those were also.
So wait,
getting to each other.
we're exclusive now? Like we're not just friends? Okay.
No. Like, oh, Jesus. Anyways, like it doesn't matter. The point
But
is,
wait, you had other guys though. You had other guys,
I was
Kat.
going on dates, but it was like,
She was going on official dates.
But
we
no-
were just friends.
Did those
Really,
official
we weren't-
dates
we weren't
have sex
dating.
involved?
I don't
no,
think-
because you meet at a location. You talk. I was doing mainly coffee dates. Meet at a coffee bar. I would buy my coffee before they got there, so I'd arrive like 20, 30 minutes before them. Get my coffee, sit there. Then they'd come. See, I already had my coffee. Then they.
So how long did it take you? How long did
Yeah.
it take you before you realized I don't want to waste my time with these other dudes? I want to settle for this, and I want to pick this guy.
So-
And
All right, Stan.
I want to pick this
terrible.
guy, and I want to be with Steve, and I want it to be like an exclusive thing with this one guy. How long did that take? How many dates with Steve?
Months
6 months. Yeah.
Okay.
in total.
Okay. And then
Probably.
how long was it after that where you were like, I'm focusing on this one dude before like you gave up the goods?
I think after we were like officially like, then it was like okay, because I was very clear. Like I want, I manipulated you
She
to
admits. She
to
admitted it.
to
Oh,
You
yeah.
manipulated me.
Well, obviously that's
Yeah.
how it works.
I'm still being manipulated. No, no.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's relationships are manipulation. So
Yeah.
you
But
get
like,
used to it.
but it took me a while to realize that I liked him because I didn't know who he was, and I was more used to like
It's a man of
dating
mystery.
people after like I knew them for 4 or 5 years, and like in the friend group, and then like I know like this is a safe person. You know what I mean? So like this was my first time somebody who didn't know anybody that I knew. There was like no references, so I was extra like guarded. So I'm like, it could be a serial killer. And in
Yeah,
fact, all
he
my
still
friends,
could.
Still could be.
all my friends thought he was a serial killer, and they would tell me like, be careful with him. I think he's
He's got a bit of that Dexter vibe to him. Yeah.
yes, and they would say that like he's Dexter.
I used to give a lot of very hard eye contact because as a martial artist, you got
God.
to keep eye contact, and I was used to that.
Yeah.
And I realized I can't do that anymore. I have to like cut. I have a timer in my head that I cut eye contact every so often. Maybe it's an autistic thing.
I don't think
Do you do that with most people though? Do the whole like?
He does. He's very invasive.
It can be problematic, like urinals, for example. Like it could be weird.
Yeah, you keep close eye contact with that person next to you at the urinal, and they
Doctor
keep
giving you a
contact,
prostate
and then he
exam.
starts reaching, and I go, no, that's not what I meant. Really, no. It confuses people.
Anyways, but I think the moment that I realized I liked him was I told him I might be lactose intolerant, and he wanted to have ice cream, and he bought the lactate pills and he brought them with us or something. And I thought that was like so cute, like such a
I
dad
thought you were gonna
move.
say. I thought you were gonna say that he got you ice cream just to make you fart. Just.
Let's see what's going on here. I don't believe her.
If your relationship can survive that early fart, then you're okay.
No, he was not a doctor when I met him. There was no idea what he would be. He was just I was
in school.
He was just in school, like doing
And
like preliminary, and he kept changing his major. So whatever. But I think we were married before you graduated.
Yeah.
So Kat, you never said though exactly how long it was since like that 6-month period deciding that you want to be exclusive.
I feel like
Unfair.
look, the thing is, look, Damon, at 6 months I decided I wanted to be exclusive. Quickly after that, it was like his lease was expiring. I manipulated him to asking me to move in with him. And then when he asked me to move in with him, I said, oh, well, I have to be like, I will only move in with someone if we're getting married. So if we're not married or
Well, wait, did you have sex at this point?
Yes.
When did the sex happen?
After we were exclusive.
Like straight away?
No, there was like
maybe a couple weeks.
Period.
Oh God, Steven, shut up.
So okay, so that's what I'm saying. So like when you said we're exclusive now, then the sex came later. Like so.
Yeah, because we did it on the phone, so like we weren't even around.
Phone sex.
Not sex phone. Not phone sex.
No, not that. No. Like we became exclusives on a phone call.
Okay, so like. Okay, so just a random phone call?
No, I actually was breaking up with him.
Yes, and I had to leave my class.
Yeah, so remember, Damon, look, women manipulate, okay?
I was in the middle of
I'm not
I'm
not pretending that I did manipulate. I did. I'm like, oh.
We established this at the beginning. I told you, women manipulate. It's how they get what they want. That's it.
So what I wanted to do is I wanted to be in an exclusive relationship with him, and he wasn't asking me, right? He was delaying it. He was perfectly fine, like just going to movies or whatever. And
yeah, because you're making him wait. So he was banging other chicks. It's all good.
Yeah, but whatever. But I wanted to progress it. So what I did was say, look, I texted him. It's been really nice getting to know you. But I think I'm looking for something more serious. I hope you have.
He's like, so am I. It's called sex.
Shut up. And then he texted me. No, he called me back.
Yeah, I left my class.
He was taking a test or something in class, so he called me back and he's like, "No, I told everybody you're my girlfriend." And I'm like, "Well, you didn't tell me." And he's like, "Oh, I know. Well, but like now you know." And I'm like, "Okay."
Very awkward.
Very, very romantic.
So then you decided you're exclusive.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks later you had sex.
Yeah.
So during that few weeks, because you hadn't had sex yet, like, did he have a pass to still like with the side piece, or does the rules work there? No, you first have to claim that shit before he stops seeing the other side pieces.
What do you mean?
What?
No, because we were exclusive, so like that's it.
Okay.
You cut ties with everything else you have around you.
Now he did.
That's a big gamble.
Look,
that's a big gamble because he's like,
wait, damn it. He did try to like still go and hang out with ex-girlfriends, and then we had literally the day after.
The day after you boned, he went to see an ex-girlfriend?
The day after we on the phone said we were exclusive, the day after he's like, "Oh, my ex-girlfriend's coming over." And it's like 1, 2 in the morning and I'm calling. "Why is she still there?" "Oh, don't worry about it. Just go to bed." I'm like, I don't think you understand what a relationship is.
The legend. Don't worry about it. Just go to bed.
So then like we hadn't met since we became. So then I talked to him like, I know that you don't understand, but like when you're in an exclusive relationship, you don't have women over. That's frowned upon. And he's like,
I'm just imagining Steve going to your house the day you decide, like, we're gonna have sex now. And he's like, "Tonight, it's happening right now." You're like, "Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna go." And he runs to the bathroom and washes the ex-girlfriend off of his dick before he starts giving it to you. Oh God! Like, she didn't tell me that it was tonight. Fucking hell!
But he eventually understood. Oh, that's what an exclusive relationship means, and then it was fine, right, honey?
Yes.
Oh shit!
Well, like everybody has a
believe in yourself.
Curve.
Yeah, that is a good idea. Yeah. Before you bang the exclusive chick, wash the ex-girl's gruel off your dick. Yeah. Oh, man.
But whatever. It all worked out.
Yeah.
In the end. And that's all that matters.
And you've got a good relationship, a solid marriage, a little burden of joy. It's all great.
That's just like how it is. Like sometimes people don't, like not everybody goes from single to relationship very smoothly. Sometimes there's like transitionary problems that come up, which is like, "Oh, I can't make out with other people. Oh, okay, I realize that's a boundary. Okay, so
I can't do butt sex." Oh no, I've not done that.
Why would you say the one thing you don't do? Jesus.
But it is important that you do get a variety of experiences before you think you know what you want, because you really don't.
So like I prefer that he was able to like hooker himself all that he wanted before, and then like and then I'm like, make sure like you're really done before you want this, and then it's like, oh, okay,
remove the curiosity, because
it's like, do everything you want to do.
Have your degen days.
Yeah, just go off and be a skank, and then when you're all done, we'll get you disinfected.
That's what the Amish do, the rum singer.
Yeah, like I'm just like, go and have your rum spring.
Rum Springer?
I don't know. I don't.
Singer, Rum Springer?
You're Jerry Springer.
You're Jerry Springer.
Yeah, so like whatever, and then when you're done, then you can like be like, I've done everything I needed to do, and now I'm ready. Hopefully.
Do you feel like you did everything you wanted to do, Steve?
Yes. I have some regrets, but yeah.
Some regret, like there was other shit you wanted to do?
No, some that I wish I didn't.
So what
Okay.
do you think is a good amount of women to be with
that
before like if you had to give a number? Obviously, it's going to be different for
You
every
can't
person.
do that. You
But it
can't
doesn't
do
matter.
that. No, you can't say
If you
that.
could go back,
No,
how
you
many?
can't.
Damon,
Kat.
shut up.
I would
You
leave it
can't
at
say that with your wife sitting next to you.
How
Well,
many do you? I know already.
just
Doesn't matter.
one. Just
No,
one is all you need.
We know that's not true. So how many do you think is like the minimum you need to experience before you go, I think I got women enough
I don't think that you can put a number on that because there's some people
that need 20,000?
No, but there's some people that
Is there a maximum number?
no, you can't put
Infinity, guys.
You can't put a number on it. When you've had enough variety and you realize, okay, there's this, and then you see the needle in the haystack, like, oh, this is one of 40 people that I've been with, and they are the best of everything. You know you have something good, and you don't want to give that up. So, like, you could do one of 40, one of 50, one of 100. But if you know if one of several, and you know that
okay, is there something that I did different?
No, if you weren't saying anything, just your body alone was enough.
That is
But
so
then
sad.
also we got to we
so
were,
like after
we
the
were,
body goes.
No, but we were still
Jesus.
Getting together independent of any relationship.
I don't get it.
We would go to movies.
Yeah.
You know, together still. We still wanted to. Because there's some people you go like, oh, I can't stand this person. I don't like that. They smell. I don't like the way they whatever. Different things they find incredibly annoying. But that we got through that already, and we're still wanting to be together. So that matters. Like if you have a coworker, you could technically, you know that coworker, Damon.
Yeah.
And
what?
And I'm talking about it specifically.
Oh God.
And you know that coworker, but you don't know them in their home life. You don't know what their home life is like, and you don't know their past. So you
Does
might
that
want
matter?
to get to know them first before, running them through.
Yes. I agree.
It's always nice to actually enjoy somebody's presence closed, before you commit to them. That's all I would say.
If you're looking for commitment, yes, I agree.
Yeah, so it's like if you really like hanging out with them with clothes on, and like you're like, I would do this anyways, like they're chill.
Yeah.
And then you tried the clothes off, and you're like, this is even better. Then
it's always
good.
better.
Or close off, you're horrified and you start running. Like,
Has that happened to you?
I've always been polite.
No, but have you ever had that feeling?
Yeah,
You've had that feeling.
Yeah, like, oh.
Was it
several?
Was it a dude?
No.
Was it like a?
No, just deformities.
Deformities,
Yeah,
like extra toes. We talking?
No, nothing like that.
Extra boob?
No, not extra. Like just like
missing boob.
Not missing. Misshaped. Now that does happen, but
he is a boob connoisseur. Go on.
I'm a body connoisseur.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't collect bodies. No.
I've been fortunate enough to not. I've been fortunate enough to not get a shock when the clothes come off.
So you hold it in.
No,
you just hold the disgust face or the trauma.
No. Usually, I've been very, very I'm usually very good with like. If I'm like, okay, look, I'm gonna go on a few dates with this girl. Like, obviously, I'm like, nah. You can spot, like, for example, if a chick's wearing Spanx, or if the bra's doing too much work. Like, usually you can spot it. So I'm like careful about like, I'm gonna gamble on this chick, thinking that I've got a good idea of how she looks without clothes.
Oh my God.
And obviously, like, part of it is to do with the class of the girl. Like, you're assuming that, like, I mean, there's certain things that you can't see through their clothes and know, like, yeah, she's definitely not got like some fire crotch issue, like genital warts or some shit like that. You'd assume that, like, this girl seems decent enough to not have certain kinds of STDs, right?
I would never assume that, Damon.
No, but like what I'm saying is, if it's the shit that you can see, sometimes you'd be like, look, let's be fair. There's certain girls that you can see on the street and be like, nah, I can imagine what it looks like down there. But then there's others that you like.
Actually, there's no identifier on the
Yeah.
body to figure out what it is that there is nothing. I mean,
There's nothing.
No, but I'm
there's
talking
way-
about behavioral issues. You
Oh.
know that certain girls just look like they don't
like-
take care of themselves.
or they name their body, their private
That's
parts.
disgusting.
When they name something,
It's usually
they have-
deformed
no, it could be deformed, but they have an insecurity about it.
because it's deformed.
So I dated a girl. She named all of them, and I was thought
All of
that was
them?
weird.
How many does she have?
It was Minnie, Mickey, Minnie, and then I forgot what the other one was
That's
called.
disgusting.
And yeah, she did not.
Droopy.
She looked great
With
clothed.
clothes, yeah.
With clothes, yes, but without clothing, and she also was very insecure about herself.
With reason, right?
Yes, with reason.
Okay.
It was, and it made sense. But
As soon as you saw that, you're like, this makes sense.
yeah, but I didn't understand until like that happened.
You're like, oh shit.
Oh,
Oh boy.
feels so
It
sorry.
all makes sense now.
And then she broke up with me. So
Because she saw your reaction and she was like, this isn't going anywhere.
I could have.
Because you
She
don't hide.
she threw him out of the bedroom and then she led him down the corridor out of the house and he was still screaming.
He was like,
Sure.
whoa. Because I've seen you, like, when you see something like gross, you don't like have a game face.
Oh my god! Did you throw up on her, Steve?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't have that reaction.
Did you instantly go limp?
No,
Probably,
No,
yeah.
I didn't. I was very
He was a virile young man. Damon.
Did you still bang her?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Wow!
Anger. made
So you
such a
put it
G-
in that freak misshapen vagina?
Yeah.
Oh, God. What if it was a dude?
No, it was not possible. No.
What was weird about it?
Let's not get into it because what if
No,
she knows?
let's get into it. That's what they want to hear.
Well,
That's
Nobody
what the
wants to
chat
hear
wants to
that.
hear.
speaking the right language.
Okay,
Cat
put
says
a-
nobody wants to hear.
put a
Does
one
the
in
chat
each.
want to hear? Yes or no?
We shouldn't go discussing
That
other.
you're not
like,
supposed to
that's
kiss
not-
and tell, Stephen.
We're not going to kiss and tell.
You didn't marry her. It's okay. You can tell the story.
No, it's better that we just leave that as it is.
I think we should find out, Steve. What did it look like? What was the nickname?
I don't remember. Mickey,
Okay.
Minnie, but I don't remember the others.
So what was up with the tits?
I don't want to embarrass anyone because I know that there's going to be people. No, we're not going to go there.
Yeah,
She's
let's
not
not.
listening. Is she listening?
Maybe.
Not possible.
How
We're
is
not
it?
So
speaking
go
the right
ahead.
language.
Wow.
Go ahead. The right language. So she wasn't. Were they like National Geographic titties?
Not that language.
No.
He used to live in another country.
used to live in another country.
What was okay? Is it that the vagina looked like it had been put through a lot of work?
No, actually, it didn't look like it was beaten up. It didn't. Just was not
Oh,
my
God.
type.
Look, it doesn't matter. Let's
Too much or too little?
Too much.
Okay.
But anyway, we
stretchy.
don't need to.
She could go
on-
parachuting with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
She could flap her wings.
I could use it for. Never mind. It's fine. It's good.
Okay. Look,
no
very
tasting device.
disgusting. Very disgusting. All right. So let's try to get a little classier. What are some other ways that-
Immigrants could use it to get into the UK.
Stop, stop. So, like, what are some other ways that we're all like hypocrites online, telling people to do things that we didn't do?
Go food route. Or I don't know.
Well, one thing I was also thinking about is like how I would make people do STD tests. And then when I asked friends, they're like, if I asked somebody to do that, they would just never talk to me again because it would be like too much trouble for them.
We're talking hypocrisy. I thought you were going to basically be like, I got them all to do STD tests, but I knew that I had herpes.
No, shut up. No, because I didn't realize at the time, but now I realize that you can't make all these demands of people up front.
You can't. You can and you should.
I mean, you should. In an ideal world, you'd be like, if you want to have sex with me, you better love me first, which is what I think is like ideal. But you know, not everybody.
I have recommended to friends, older friends, to get tested prior to coitus, especially if you're going to rip the condom off. Then definitely get tested. The both of you. Go to the clinic together, get it done together, compare your notes.
Yeah, he has a lot of old retired whore friends.
That's such a romance killer, though.
No, it wasn't. It was
David,
great.
why are you like
for
that?
the both of them? They were. I think there was a relief that because I had scared him, like, dude, look, they can be shedding viruses asymptomatically. They could have any sort of disease that you cannot see this. They've been around the block. All it takes is once. They, all these different things, and he agreed. So that's what he did. Multiple girlfriends he's done this with.
Okay, so why do you think that some women are attracted to serial killers and find them attractive? I think that the women who are like this are probably very scared
or protected.
No, I think they're very unprotected, like they don't have a father or something. So they're looking for the scariest man that they can think of to protect them. And they have a twisted view that if they find someone who's capable of doing terrible things to other people, that if they're nice to them, they won't do it to them and they'll protect them from the outside world, which is, of course, false in every way.
But wait, most of these serial killers are charismatic.
Actually, that's not true.
No.
That was one of those things that like, a lot of the stuff that's propagated to people is a lie. So a lot of the serial killers are very like bad with women. Women are scared of them.
Ted Bundy wasn't.
Ted Bundy. He had some photos where he looked kind of cute, but people always when you looked into it, it was like they always said he was weird and made them feel uneasy.
Oh.
So it's like we're talking about the women who, after the person is convicted, and then they're in jail, and then it comes out like there's a certain class of women that only want someone who's like done these things and is in jail. Like, and these tend to be very messed up people, like psychotic people.
Like that person that married the super hot homeless man.
Well, he didn't do anything violent to anyone.
He wasn't put in jail.
I think it was probably like
years.
Yeah, it was probably like drugs or something, but it wasn't like what he's talking about, like serial killers and stuff.
Let's not. But women do like guys who are physically. Well, they are attracted to guys based on physicality, not just looks or how built they are. But if there's a guy who, look, okay, Steve, the girl that I was talking to you about a few weeks ago, right? The one from work. The one who I was getting to know, okay? And I was saying, I'm just going to wait and see how things go. So over the past couple of weeks, I realized that there was a lot of red flags that I didn't notice at first. And I kind of, I don't want to say lost interest, but I kind of thought to myself, whilst physically she is still very attractive, and I definitely would, there's no chance of a relationship there. I just wouldn't be able to tolerate somebody like that. There's too many things that would make me think that I wouldn't really see a future, right? Where I'd be interested beyond anything more than just the physical. And it's funny because two things happened. First of all, that obviously changed slightly the way I guess I looked at her. And all of a sudden, I found out that she was giving me way more attention than before. And it was just, I guess, because of the denial of attention that I was giving her, right? And that obviously doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that she's interested. It just means that she's interested in getting more attention from me. That's all. It doesn't mean that she's interested in me. But then one of the guys at work who I was training, he's a younger guy. He's preparing for a competition that he's going for, and he needed some help with his boxing and with his kicking as well. And we went. There was a gym next to where we work, and some of the girls, especially the physios, go to this gym because it's a very good gym, and our workplace gives us a discount there. So we get like benefits with this gym. So a few of us from work usually go there. Now, the girl that I'm interested in, she doesn't go to that gym. But I didn't realize that on this particular day, she went there because one of her friends said that she was going to meet up after work. And she said, just meet me here at the gym. Now, next to the windows, next to the front windows, like the lookout onto the street, is where a couple of the rings are. And I was sparring in one of them with this guy. She saw me sparring. Now, I never told her that I do that. I never told her that I was training like one of the guys. I never told her any of that. But when we were sparring, like it got a little bit more heated as we were finishing up, because when you finish up, we go like a little bit harder. And we were kind of trading some we were trading some heavy hits. And it was what
Go
is that?
Go on.
You were
Go
going
on.
at each
You
other.
were going at it.
Go
Okay.
hard.
Go
But
on.
no, it was the kid's good. The kids like trying really hard and everything, but it's
Not
he
working.
still has a little while to train up. I'm a bit bigger than he is, and but he was doing a good job. But
You just
anyway,
couldn't take
he took it like a dirty little girl. Like,
Did he squeal?
no, but anyway, like when we were done and we were, exhausted, sweaty, full of regret.
Cleaning up.
Yeah, later on,
When you turned to him.
later on, that chick was there, right? And she's like, basically you could tell what was going through her head. You really could tell. And then like 2 weeks later, she's still kind of like, she actually said like, she started talking about that like, oh, I saw you train now. I saw you sparring, blah, blah, blah. And she still, and yeah, I mean, you could tell like the way she was talking, I'm like, wow, I've been getting to know this girl for like about, I don't know how long now, a good few months, right? And I went through the phase of kind of like thinking she's kind of cute, thinking she's interested, deciding that I don't want to like just go for it like I usually do with other girls. I want to get to know her as a friend, got to know her as a friend, got to like think I'm actually kind of more interested and maybe I want more out of this and I want to take it to the next level, to suddenly then realizing there's a lot of red flags here and now losing interest, not being interested anymore, just treating her as a friend that we go for drinks with sometimes after work. And now she's getting interested. And I'm like, I'm not interested now. And it's like, what's the thing that got her interested? Like, we got to know each other really well. There was no interest there. The thing that got her interested is just because I kicked this guy's ass. And I've seen that happen before. I've seen it happen when I'm playing rugby. I've seen it happen when I used to compete. I've seen it happen when I was working in clubs a couple of times. There's a girl that I worked that I like with. One guy tries it and, you had to knock a guy out. And all of a sudden it's like they get, I don't know why, but that animalistic shit, for some girls, that shit's like, that's the elixir. That's just like, that's the thing that gets them wet. And usually you'll find that those girls, in my experience at least, they've got some fucked up history. There's some kind of abuse shit going on with them. I don't know what it is, but usually those girls who get turned on by that particular shit, it's either super, super, super straight-laced girls that have had nothing exciting going on in their life that are boring as shit, or there's some kind of girls that got abused.
Well, okay. This is the other thing that I was thinking about is like, Damon, you should not poo-poo your unfair advantages in life, and that's something that I've made.
It's not an unfair advantage.
It is. It is. If you have an unfair advantage for something,
Look, life is equally unfair to everybody.
I know, but there's always going to be something you have that other people don't. And instead
Yeah,
of
they'll
like
have some shit.
milking
Yeah.
that strength, you just go, well, I'm gonna turn my strength into like a disability. Like if anyone likes me for my strength, I will no longer like them. Come on.
No. Some guys, look, you got to think about what's that going to do to you. If a girl gets turned on by guys who can beat up other guys,
Mhm.
what's that going to do? This is why
You
so
think
many
like
guys
it's more
go
likely
around
that
acting
she's the
like a
girl?
bully.
Do you think
No,
it's
but
more likely that she's the type of girl who will like be like, my boyfriend can beat you up. Go on, honey. And it's like a
there
dude
is
with a
that.
gun.
There is that. I know there's girls that are like that. When I was working in clubs, a lot of my friends were guys who did security. And like 9 out of 10 of their girlfriends were the kind of girlfriends that would always start shit just because they wanted to see their boyfriend do stuff. It's like, no, you're sick in the head, bitch. Like, be with somebody that isn't going to be starting that shit. Now, there's some girls who are like, well, no, I appreciate being with a guy who I know can protect me. That's fair enough. That's understandable. But then there's girls that are like always going to be trying to test you on that. But the girls who are like turned on by like, oh my god, look, I like she literally, I won't say what she said, but she said something that made me realize, like, damn, you don't understand how superficial that fucking sounds.
Don't worry,
Like,
nobody's listening.
Nobody's
What did she say?
listening. Nobody listens to us.
No. Like, honestly, I'll tell you later. But it's not that big a deal. I'll tell you afterwards. But I don't want to say it out here. It's not kind of
Damon After Dark. From the waist.
But let's get back, because some people I think joined late and they did want to hear you talking about that crazy bitch.
Yeah.
The traditional Muslim who's had all the surgery and fillers and shows her hair
and she's a
is a
sugar
slut.
baby to an engaged guy and talking shit to the
guy is engaged.
The guy is engaged
and she is
his sugar baby.
And she was telling the woman that she can suck his dick whenever she wants?
Yes, and she was telling the girl that's engaged to him that she could do whatever she wants him and that she would do it on their wedding night if she felt like it. And then she would do it on her birthday every year after that.
Wow. She likes sucking dick.
Okay, Stephen, shush.
I mean, that tells you about herself. I mean,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't say anything. It just shows.
She wouldn't be good at it. She wouldn't be good at it.
Wouldn't do that.
A high-class girl wouldn't say that.
Sucking dick.
Wouldn't say the words.
Oh, so there's high-class girls who really suck dick well.
Doing the act and talking about the act or bragging about the act.
You don't do that.
I don't
about that at all.
I don't talk about it. I'm not saying that I am like super classy. I'm just saying that I would not talk about that stuff to anybody. Like not in a bragging way or anything gross.
I can imagine you doing it. I can imagine you with some of your bitchy girlfriends that piss you off.
No, because like I don't. Okay,
trashy.
Damon, I wouldn't want to hear about what they're doing, and I don't want to open that door.
Tell us anyway.
And if they tell us, like I don't want to picture that. Like
when she told me the story about that chick who basically gave you a foot job under the table.
Go on.
Yeah.
I can.
We should tell the new people that. Give them a nice story.
Well, that in that situation, I can imagine that Kat's the kind of girl who gets her claws out and she'd be like, "Listen, bitch, I suck a mean dick. You ain't got shit on me." Like
I would never say that.
No, she wouldn't.
I would never say that.
I can imagine Kat saying that.
I would never fight degeneracy with more degeneracy.
Oh, I bet you would. I bet that facade comes off and you're like, hey, look at me.
No. I would. What would
Was she tall? Was she tall? Was the girl tall?
Everybody's taller than me, Damon. That's not an accomplishment.
Well, see, exactly. I can imagine Kat being like, look how God built me, bitch. I'm perfect dick sucking height. Like
no. I mean, okay.
She is. He's like, stand up, Steve. She comes up to your waist. We all know that.
God. Anyways,
I've been training on burritos my whole fucking life.
Yeah, we had to stop that one.
Yeah. I no longer eat burritos on stream. Sorry.
Or
to just-
tacos.
or tacos.
You
Fish
better
tacos in
start.
particular.
Because you guys can't handle it.
You better start because the crowd that's coming next week are going to want to see that.
Oh God. Anyways, what was I gonna say? What do you think I would have done if I had known while it was happening and she was there?
Possible water in the face because you don't drink anything else but that. I'm
a water connoisseur.
Definitely screaming and yelling. How could you? You
because I'm
you
half.
fucking
I'm
bitch.
Cuban. Okay,
Yeah, just
so you have to
Cuban.
say that I am half Cuban.
She'd make a scene.
Latin.
At that time, she couldn't have. But if it were, say, around now, she would say, like, get the gun, get the gun. Get out of the car right now. Let's go. But no, that
Whenever I get angry, now that we have guns, my first thing is get the gun.
I have to keep it in a safe from her.
Yeah.
To protect the public.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they'd be screaming and yelling, but there might be some hair pulling.
I don't think I would pull her hair. I think I would.
You wouldn't snatch?
No, I don't think I've never been in a fight, David.
I've never seen you.
I've never been, so you can't see. Like I've never this type of stuff never happens to me. So
but wait, you did become like a rabid animal when the neighbor assaulted me, and then I decided to be the bigger person because I was bigger, and not attack him.
Well, you decided. I didn't decide.
Yeah, that was my decision. Mm-hmm. But you were like, get the guy out, and you run over to his house, you're screaming and yelling, come out here, you coward. Come and fight me.
It's funny how it's always the little girls. It's always the little girls that are like fucking spider monkeys and just like going crazy.
It's like a little chihuahua. Like, ah!
Yeah.
She was defending her man.
Well, look.
It was best that we didn't do anything. You know, that was, and I felt sorry for him. He was an old guy. I mean,
he tried to kill you.
No,
he tried to throw you into like a stack of wood with big 12-inch nails sticking up, and you could have been impaled.
He's an old guy. What's he gonna do?
He was trying to push him onto it.
Well, he pushed me really hard
onto it. So,
and then he said, "Come on, fight me!" And he brought his fists up and I went, "What? No." And then I realized, okay, this guy, he's older. I could easily I would get injured, most likely would get injured, but it's not worth fighting this person over. When you do enough martial arts, you don't want to get into fights. That's the last thing you want to get into.
Well, whatever. The point is that I don't know. I feel like she could hit me too.
Oh, she might have said, "Look, he's my man. He likes me."
Well, she was crazy. She was going through a psychotic break.
She was definitely crazy. But she came in, we were in the kitchen, and she comes in with this really slutty looking dress, and she says, does this look good? I think.
Wait, who's this now? We switched.
The chick. Okay, we should tell the story to the new people. So we were at dinner. Yeah. So we were at dinner. It was me sitting where he is. He was sitting here. She was directly in front of him. And our guy friend was sitting over in front of me next to her. Right. So we're all talking at like some bar or something. Mm-hmm. And I'm having water. They're having drinks. As per usual, we're eating snacks. And then under the table, she was footsying his crotch.
Shoving her foot forcefully between my legs. And
but when you say forcefully, like it was uncomfortable or it felt good?
She was like trying to get it in between. I was closing my legs and then trying to go off to the side and acting as if nothing was happening.
Yeah, so he didn't tell me anything, right? So this is going on.
Wait. Why didn't you tell her?
He didn't. Why? Why.
I knew if I said anything, because she was staying with us. I knew if I said anything,
this girl was staying with us.
A huge problem. So I decided to wait until she was gone. I made sure that she was completely gone.
On the plane. The plane took off. And then
I said,
because you decided that you wanted a much bigger problem later on.
Anyways, answer this question, Stephen?
No, not in my mind. No.
Wait, last time when I asked you, I was like, she was hot. Like,
No. This are we talking about the same one? No, she's.
how
not
many
hot.
women have pussied you?
A few. But no, this one. No, she's.
I thought, or was it Kat who described her as hot?
No, I never. No.
She wasn't horrible. No, she's not horrible looking. No, she was.
I'll send you a
mean-
picture, Damon, after.
But
Okay.
Not my type.
Yeah, no, because she's tall, she's white, she's
like pasty white.
Good looking. Yeah.
no,
she's
but it's like he likes short and brown and curly hair. So like he likes the opposite.
genetically deficient. Can't digest food. Can't,
Well, the other girl couldn't either. So like, you know.
And she had a smell like she had a smell during her manic phases.
Yeah, she was
did not have
bipolar.
that smell any other time, and it was weird.
I would say this is. Would you say this is true
To me, yes,
to the average person?
maybe. I mean,
If you had to rate on 1 to 10,
for an average person looking at her, not
yeah,
me.
yeah,
I don't.
just say it.
7.
Hey,
That's being really generous.
hey, am I
Being
not a 7?
No, you're like a 9,
That's right.
not a 10.
Well, you couldn't handle a 10 anyways.
I don't want to handle a 10. There's problems with 10s. You don't want 10s. Remember, these numbers in my head contain all the other personality traits, not just what someone looks like.
That's not what it looks base
To
scale
me,
is.
I do.
Okay, anyways, look, moving on. So she did the footsie thing. He didn't say anything. He claims he kicked her off or pushed her off. We don't know that. There's no way we'll ever know that. And then and then I'm sitting with him, and I'm sitting next to him, and he's in between me and my mother. All three of us are sitting on the couch watching a movie in the middle of the night. He looks at the time and he goes, "Okay, I think she's on the plane now. So let me tell you guys what happened." And we both jump up going, "Can we make it to the plane? Can we make it to the airport? Let's go get her."
Yes, you both got very upset.
Yeah.
So proud.
Yeah, we both
And-
went to defend you.
It told me that I made the right decision.
What the heck?
Yeah, to wait.
Why?
To wait was the right decision because
you would have kicked off on her while she's
we would
there.
have
Yeah.
made a huge scene in the restaurant, and
Get the gun.
it's like, no. What I made the right decision.
Well,
You wait
whatever.
until a safe time, and then
He felt safe. Fine.
and she was your friend.
A local Miami dwarf shot a woman earlier today because she put her boyfriend under a table.
She struck the ceiling multiple times trying to shoot at her head from below.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we did not get to fight. But then she actually came over, like, I want to say a couple months later, as I had been dodging her calls, her phone calls, everything. She's been trying to like set up a time, like, because she's going to come back in town or whatever. And then she just shows up on our door and she's banging on the door, like in the middle of the night, right? It was,
Wait, I think
this was, yeah, this
was a different, no, that was a different time.
okay. Well,
That was when we were in the apartment and she was banging on the door and then we had to hide.
that was probably another time.
Before that, she had gone a little crazy, and in that apartment, she used your razor to shave, and then she went
Let's not talk about all of our drama.
and banged our friends.
Let's not talk about all that
Yeah.
stuff. Anyways, so yeah, I did learn after having her over the house while she was in town, I can't have razors out because
Mhm.
sometimes these skanks don't come prepared and they want to use your shit and I don't want to get a disease. So I noticed it was wet after she got in there. And I was like, I'm going to throw this out.
No, you're just gonna let's sniff it.
Jesus. But that's a different thing. Anyways, so what were we talking about? So yeah, that was it.
Yeah, she's just crazy. We just
Oh
have
yeah,
stories
then the
about
next
that.
time when she came back into town, she, you know, we didn't want to let her in, and then finally, because the freaking, she's a schmoother, so she's like one of those sweet talker type girls, and she looks very innocent and sweet and kind, and she's very chatty, so people like make friends with her. So she goes down, schmoozes the security guard, gets her ass up there without having to call every freaking time, which pisses me off, because like, what is the point of paying for security? So anyway, so she's up and she's banging on the door, and we knew from last time that she would just continuously bang all night long, screaming
on the door.
And then I let her in. He was gone, so I was alone in the apartment. And then I told her, look, you know, I know you did this and this and this, and I can't have you around. And as soon as she heard that, her eyes swelled with tears, and then she got on the floor and started kissing my feet and saying that she loves me and that she would never do anything to jeopardize our relationship. And she's so sorry that she was going through something and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And then like it switched to like psychotic pretty quickly. She tried to get me fired.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she called my job and said that I was embezzling money when I have no access to money that had nothing to do with my job. I never took money, but I guess she doesn't know what jobs are. So she just assumed all jobs are like retail or something. Yes, they do, which is why you have to be careful. When a woman is very easy, they're also more likely to do shit like this, because no sane person is just giving it up for free, you guys. There's something wrong. And I know like people get upset when I say this, but
and if they're attractive and giving it up quick,
they're really crazy.
Definitely something going on.
Like attractive women should always have barriers to entry. And if they don't, they're nuts. And you know, I feel like obviously if you're not as attractive, you're not going to have as many barriers to entry because, you know, whatever, the market value.
There are quite a lot of attractive girls that are giving it up easy because
they're mentally crazy.
No, because men today are just so fucking scared of making a move on an attractive girl. It's true. There's a lot of attractive girls out there that get no attention. They genuinely don't. Like, I'm talking about the ones that, I'm not talking virtual attention like on social media, but like in real life. Men are just fucking terrified of making a move on them because they think they're going to get rejected.
Yeah, but I mean, look, to be honest, like, I never like had a guy make a move on me. It was always like,
We're talking about attractive girls, though.
Shut up,
so
Damon.
I'm just saying.
I would always like make the move. I would always do something. Like, you know, like I messaged him.
Yeah. Like I'm just saying though, that men are fucking scared. This is why do you think it's all of these like weird fucking ugly chicks who are getting so fucking much attention, who are so full of themselves thinking that they're like 9s and 10s? Because guys cast a really wide net on the mid chicks and even the less attractive than mid chicks, because they think this is where I've got the best opportunity. But even the guys who are like good looking, successful guys won't go for 10s. And there's a variety of reasons. Like guys who want high value guys are gonna not make moves on 10s because they think they don't have a chance, and they're afraid of rejection. They won't get in with those girls. But guys who are high value will avoid those girls who look like 10s because they think they're all gold diggers. They're going to be after my assets. I'm going to go for like a more humble girl, because they assume that just because she's good looking, she's going to be that type of girl who's going to capitalize on her looks. That isn't always the case. But there's 2 big reasons or 3 big reasons there why those girls are not going to get approached, because they're too good looking.
I mean, I would agree with this. I knew I met some girls that were in Victoria's Secret back when it was good. You saw one of them.
Yeah.
He almost died, by the way, Damon. It was so embarrassing.
He almost died. Why?
Because he saw like a real Victoria's Secret model for the first time.
She looked good in person.
He was like, and he was trying to traffic her. Like his first response was, "Oh my God, she's so beautiful. Quick, throw her in the car. We can totally make money off of this. Can we sign her? Make up a fake contract, quick." like immediately, like let's like to make money off of this poor girl's like, and I'm like, obviously she looks like that. She knows she looks like that. She's signed to what was like the top like I don't know if it was Ford or one of the other the top most expensive modeling agencies in the world, and she was a Victoria's Secret supermodel and did all the runway shoots and all the things, and like of course a girl like that's gonna know. But anyways, he had hopes. She ended up marrying and having a baby with like a billionaire, so she did pretty well.
Most of them do. I used to work. When one of my first jobs when I was doing engineering and like AV setups and stuff, I got into lighting and photography.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to work for like 2 agencies that did like shoots like and scouting for models. Those chicks end up like getting hired for private parties, like just to like be in the background, just to like kind of welcome guests in and stuff, like just in hosting areas. They meet the most ridiculously rich people, and like they only need like a 3-year career.
Yeah.
And then retire.
I definitely think she was like 2 years in when she met the billionaire and got married quickly, had the baby quickly, and then I think like 2 years after the baby, she was back modeling. So like,
it's amazing though how quickly you can tell like which ones are going to be successful as well. You can just tell by like the ones that are going to survive the industry and the ones that aren't. Like we did a shoot. I think it was for like, you know, that brand Next, like the clothing brand. Yeah. I think this chick also went on to be a Victoria's Secret model, and I think it was one of the first gigs she probably did was for Next, and then she ended up doing Victoria's Secret, and she ended up being in a Bond movie as well. Alessandra Ambrosio.
mm-hmm.
Like you could tell, like in her first shoots, like you could tell, like she was gonna, like, because she had a look that those agencies were looking for at the time. I think she was with Storm. I can't remember, but like she came in, you could tell straight away, like, yeah, she's gonna fucking make it huge, and she did. Like, and a lot of those girls, like that are kind of focused, you could tell like they were gonna make it big. And when I found out that she got she was doing Victoria's Secret, you're like, yeah, called it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she transitioned, I think, a little bit into acting. I think like she did that like little bit in, I forget what Bond film it was in, but she made an appearance in one of them. But like, yeah, like she had a long career, but there was other girls who had like 3 or 4 year careers and they ended up marrying some fucking rich prince or some shit like that.
Yeah, and look, they're both good options. Like if you're a 10, that's definitely the way to go, and no shade. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that, again, those girls, very few of them are whores.
Yeah,
you have an idea that they're all whores. Like,
yeah,
there was a time and a place for that. There was a time and a place for that, but like that shit got knocked on the head like in the 90s. Like there was a big thing. And because that's when I kind of started doing that work. And I only did it for like about 2 years, but during that 2 years, you saw this very big, very, very, very big movement of we're going to get that kind of like the drug and the partying thing, like this thing of like having models showing up at parties with like musicians doing coke and shit. We're going to get rid of all of that. We're going to get rid of like promoting that heroin chic look. We're going to get all of that shit out of modeling. And then they kind of wanted to go for like these squeaky clean kind of like, you know, quiet, tame, kind of pretty looking girls, and they made a move for that. Like they got rid of that whole fucking culture out of modeling. They were even telling, like, agencies were basically telling the people that were signing with them, if we see you in these magazines, if we see you at these parties, if you got like the tiniest bit of white powder on your nose, like, bye, kiss your career. Like, it's just done. You're finished. Like, there was like a big push for that. So yeah, like I mean, whether or not it was true, or whether or not like they intended it, or whether or not they were just doing it to cover their own asses, that was that was basically the impression that they were trying to push for, and it worked. A lot of the newer models who signed up after that were like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. And that's the whole reason why they created that shows like that, kind of like you know, those kind of modeling competition shows, like the runway shit, like do you have what it takes, like America's Next Top Model and that kind of shit. The only reason why they did that was to kind of try and show like how these are the expectations that you have if you're a model. This is how you're going to have to conduct yourself. This is how, and like, you're like, bullshit. Nobody gives a shit about that. No, there's no standards. Like, all of you guys were whoring around and like doing all kinds of drugs and like fucking everybody. But no, it's true. Like, they made a move to get away from that. Like, and all these new girls who got into the industry were like, there's these behaviors and expectations on us. Like, if we break those standards, like, our whole fucking, we're going to be blacklisted. And that did come into effect. But then you had the birth of social media, and now you've got like the OnlyFans whores and like Instagram whores who kind of replaced them all.
Yeah, I remember when I started doing, like, I did a fashion blog only because I wanted to do affiliate marketing, and I'm like, okay, just get some shit and then take pictures in it and then put like links to it and people will buy it and I get commission. So I would do that, and then I'm like, this is not as much money. What if I'm the go-between between the brands that are looking for influencers and the influencers. So then I started becoming friends with all the influencer girls, going to like their events and, you know, being the go-between so I get my little cut and I don't have to do any work. That's the ticket. Anyways, so I saw their Instagrams and I would pick, you know, obviously the most gorgeous women possible to like network with. And then I would meet them in person, and some of them were very pretty, but some of them were like, that's not even like close to the photo. Like, it's not even remotely close to the photo, but they would still get tons of money because the edited photo was like giving these companies so much money anyway. So it's like nobody cared that you didn't even look like your picture after a while. And that's when I think society collapsed, because that's when all the mids who are really good at Photoshop and now like whatever the new editing tool is, that's when all the mids got all their false confidence.
So it goes along with the saying, teach a man to fish and he'll eat for life. Teach a woman to catfish and she'll also eat for life.
Oh, God.
But no, it's true. It is fucking true though. Like, because that's one of the biggest amounts of money that models would make was from those hosting gigs. Like, I remember like one of my friends, I didn't do it, but one of my friends, I think it was like Milan or Paris Fashion Week that he did. He went there and he did like the whole lighting stage setup and everything. And I was supposed to go, but I had a different gig that was booked that was actually like a bit more convenient for me. But we both linked up afterwards for this hosting event, which I think was in France. Yeah, because it was the Milan one that he did, and we went to France afterwards. The amount of money that they made in this one hosting event, which was only about like 6 hours, and they just done like about 2 weeks. The amount that they got paid for that 2 weeks was a fraction of what they got for that 5-hour hosting gig.
Mm-hmm.
Because those hosting gigs are paid for by filthy rich people who don't really know how the modeling industry works and who are like, we want to get all of these girls. We want to be surrounded by these girls right on the tail end of Paris Fashion Week. So like all of the big people that went there, all of like the, you know, certain celebrities who are single bachelor types or whatever, they like, we want to network with them.
Yes.
And we want to like impress them and make a good impression to get them here at this event that we're going to host. And the best way to do that is going to be like, we're going to have like the prettiest, the top models are going to just be like all here at this party, at this function.
So
and they can chat with them and drink with them. And when they get all suitably kind of aroused and drunk, then we're going to like kind of rub shoulders with them and get them impressed.
Yeah. So
but
I would
to
go
get those
to
girls there, you have to chuck shit tons of money at them.
Yes, you would have to give them cash and prizes, I would say. And I
Yep.
remember I would go to these events and they would give us like a whole bunch of free shit. And I knew society was collapsing when they were paying me and buying me shit as like a 30-something-year-old woman with a baby to like go to these events. And they would
But
like
you
give
know,
me free shit. And I'm just like, I'm not a model. Like I'm not a little kid or a model. Like, why are you? I mean,
what's
I'll
more
take it.
worrying, what's more worrying is when you realize in whose company you are. When you realize,
What do you mean?
when you start realizing the parties that you're going to and who you're rubbing shoulders with, right?
Mhm.
Because one of the girls that actually spoke to us, she ended up cracking under pressure. This girl couldn't do the job anymore.
Why?
She stopped modeling. A variety of reasons. I was thinking that maybe she was getting pressured into sex, because that's kind of the stuff that you heard about, like when modeling was a lot seedier. It's not quite like that anymore. They this is part of the effort that they did to try and move out of that.
I don't
But
recently, when not recently, like let's say like maybe 8 years ago when I would do those things before 2020, how long ago is that? I don't know, 6 years ago. Anyways, before then, when I would go to these things, I definitely didn't see the women were not talking to the wealthy men that would go to the events. If the wealthy men were trying to talk to the young women would attack them. So that
right, no, that
it wasn't like before. Like I know what you're talking about. Like before, the young woman was trying to schmooze with the wealthy men. Now the young women were so full of narcissism that they're like, if I get married, I can't portray myself as a hot single person, and I won't make as much money.
so
like literally,
yeah. So you're talking about influencers though, right?
yeah.
I'm talking like models. So like models who are signed up with agencies, when they go to these parties, they know that they're there to entertain. They have to go there and entertain.
Oh yeah. When you
But there's
are
this,
signed to a model,
when you're signed with an agency, that's what you're there for. If you don't do your job, they're going to drop you, right? So you have to do that stuff. Now, you can choose to some degree whether or not you want to take certain jobs, but there's certain things where like there's certain things in certain contracts, still to this day, I know, where they're like, hey, look, if we get requests and this is a request for you by name, like you have to do it, right? If it's like an open request, then anyone can choose to go, and some girls will go, some girls will not go. But usually, especially when it comes to like the Hollywood event parties, people will ask for the models by name. They'll want specific models to be there, like specific ones, very specifically. And sometimes it's done because, well, it's done for very, very, very bad reasons, because it will be people who actually want to break up relationships. I don't know if it's true or not, but like back when Giselle was still with Tom Brady, before there was any kind of like heat in their relationship, before there was anything like bad going on, there was a rumor that there was a certain producer wanted to fuck Tom Brady over. He wanted to mess with his head. So he was deliberately like demanding that Giselle get brought out to these parties where people were going to try and make moves on her, people who were filthy rich, people like just to basically like get into his head. But that stuff was going on a lot. People were like, just like, no, we want these girls. We want these girls. Like, people specifically wanted to hook up with them, have sex with them. But there was still this idea of like, no, that stuff doesn't go on. Like, they can try to do it. They can try to be like, we want you here because obviously we want to start a relationship with you. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you in bed. But they could still refuse. And these guys weren't going to get kind of like grapey with them, right? But there was that seediness to it all. There was that seediness, which apparently now they're trying to eliminate. But when you say like with the influencers, the girls will attack people who do that. The models were never allowed to do that. You could never,
they would
like, you
lose
could
a
never do that.
contract. The
There was-
influencers had the power.
Yeah, but there was stipulations that when these parties happened, if it like the company does protect their assets. So when it's like off-site, uncontrolled, it's not at a fashion event, it's at a different personal event. When it's in those situations, they would have security with them. There'd be security that would go to these locations with the girls, and like, you know, that way, you know, that kind of shit isn't going to happen. The girls didn't just get driven up to like some location on their own. So there would always be like that kind of, if you're a model, you do have that expectation of protection wherever you go. But it's weird how like now when you look at it and you see how that stuff is going on now, like when these girls get like brought out, you realize that like many of them still just aren't used to that attention. People, even the guys who'll pay for them to show up, they're not doing anything. It's like, we just want your company here. And none of them will make moves on them. It's like, dude, you're rich enough to pay for them to be there, but you're not even going to try your luck? No.
Yeah, because I think a lot of them are scared now of getting like a
Yeah.
case or allegations. So they'll literally pay just to have them in the vicinity and hope for the best.
Hope that something will happen. Like, I'm going to pay for you to
So
be here, but
sad.
then I'm going to wait for you to make the first move. It's like, what? How does that work?
It doesn't.
You
It
think
doesn't
you're
work
gonna?
at all.
Yeah. It's almost like they think, well, maybe if I invite them to my house and they see that I've got like some chateau, like in the south of France, and I've got like these vineyards, I've got all of this stuff, I can afford this. She's seen my car, and I'm dressed up nicely. But now I'm just gonna sit here and have her be in my company, and maybe she'll start talking to me and do something.
But you
And I'm
know
like,
what I think it is? I think it's because now the women are like, I can make just as much or enough that I don't need this guy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I
especially if
guess
you're
so.
really hot, like they're just like, I can't, unless the guy is hot. They're like,
Yeah, but
money
that's
isn't enough.
yeah.
Like,
But
because
the
you have a
sad
lot of
thing,
wealthy guys that they're not fit, they're old, they're not attractive, they're, you know, like slobs, they don't know how to dress, or they're just not charismatic at all. They don't have good stories, they're not entertaining, there's literally nothing but money. And women are like, I don't have to put up with that if I'm hot and I can make money on my own.
yeah, this is such a dumb move logically as well, because if you just think about it, like it's so stupid. You think that like, I'm gonna show her a taste of the life that she could have. It's like, dude, her fucking job is doing that. Her job is going around to people who've got the kind of money that you've got and just being in their presence. So what makes you think that she's going to be impressed by you when that's what her job is? It's like, you're paying a chick to come on location to where you are, to like some beautiful location, admittedly, where you've got like a rich, stately manor and you've got like all these like, supercars parked in your back. But she was at the same place with another dude like a few weeks before. She was at a different place that looked just as good, if not better, with another dude a few weeks before that. It's like, no, man, this is standard for her. This is standard for her. So why should she settle for you? Especially if you're too fucking scared to even make a move. You're too scared to even get to know her and talk to her. But these girls are trained to know that these are actually not decent guys, because the girl that I told you about before, when I said like, when you realize the guys that you work with, this chick, we assumed that a guy was the one of the parties that she went to, like maybe somebody pushed it too far, made her feel uncomfortable. Because like I said, when I started doing that, when I was doing like photography and stuff, I was working with a head hunting company that was scouting for models. They were just coming off of that tail end of like the drinks, the drugs, the excess, the like the nasty kind of rock star lives and stuff like that, where pretty much every single supermodel at the time was basically looking for either a musician or a footballer, right? That was like kind of what you wanted to go for. But then it went into like this kind of excessive depravity where I remember hearing a story about like the security kind of pulled out of a deal because one of the girls like was invited into like a private room and like there was like some celebrities there and apparently like the security had to go in first and check everything out, but like they deemed it was safe to go in, like even though they admitted like yeah there was coke and all kinds of drugs, it was like acid, LSD, everything, like everyone was getting high in the back room and everything, but like oh yeah, it's still safe for you to go in there. But one of the guys had a gun that didn't get flagged, and this guy like just goes and sits down where these girls were, and as he sat down he did it in a way that they said like no, we didn't feel threatened, but it was kind of like passive aggressively threatening. The guy tried to act like, oh, it's a bit uncomfortable the way I'm going to sit down, so I'm just going to take this gun out of my pocket and I'm going to put it on the table next to me. And then he starts talking to these girls, like, and he starts rubbing their knees and like kind of getting up close and everything. And obviously she's like, why did you take the gun out? Like, you made it look like it's just uncomfortable for you to sit down, but at the same time, you're like reaching out, grabbing my knee, getting handsy, and like getting in close and going for a kiss and shit, but there's a gun right next to you. You know what I mean? So we heard those kind of stories like on more than one occasion. But when this girl decided that she was going to pack up and like she was going to go back to school, like she was like, I'm just going to take the money that I made and I want to go and finish off my education. I don't want to do this anymore. We didn't know what the story was. Now, one of my friends basically got filled on what happened, and it was quite strange. It didn't seem like a big deal at the time because I was really young when I first heard this story. But like thinking about it now, I actually think, no, yeah, I understand it. I really do understand it. But also it made me get a lot of respect for this chick because she was also very young. And she just decided, wait, this was a bigger deal for her than people with guns or drugs or shit like that. So basically what it was she said that she was at a party and they got paid and they got given some gifts, but the payment that she got, normally you'd get like, I need to be clear on this. You get paid via your company, like via the agency, but they will also pay you. Usually it's customary for them to be like, we're going to give you money. Now, we know that you got paid by your agency, but we're also going to give you like just a stack of money. And that's just like, that could be anything. That could be anything. That's them doing that because they kind of want to remain friends with you, right? But this party that they went to, they got paid with diamonds. What they found out later was that they were conflict diamonds.
Oh, who cares? Come on.
Right. No. Yeah, but seriously, the thing is that she basically said that she went to a few parties that this guy was hosting, and it wasn't just conflict diamonds. She got paid with other shit as well that basically was just, she knew this guy was like a big time criminal, like serious criminal, and like did nasty shit. She found out stuff about him. She was like, I just don't want to be taking this guy's money anymore. And it wasn't just him, it was other people as well. She just realized that a lot of the people that they were working with were just fucked up criminal guys. And she didn't want to be a part of that. She didn't want to get sucked into that. And I was just like, that's actually kind of like, because I knew this, I didn't really know her directly, but I knew other people who were her friends better. But we would talk about her quite often. She would get raised, and she was at a couple of parties that we went to. But I just remember thinking, I got a lot of respect for that chick because like that really did kind of fuck with her head. She was like, why am I with people like this? Like it just made her pause and think about like who she wanted to be surrounded by. So, yeah.
All right. Well, it's getting a little late, so let's close up. Is there any other way that you think that we are being hypocrites to people? Stephen, you want to say anything?
if we tell people to get married and have kids, we might be a hypocrite.
Why?
Because maybe that's not what they want. Maybe it's not.
Maybe they
what
would suck
they-
at it.
Maybe they'd be happier not being alone, because some people like to be alone. Some people want to be with someone. If you want to be with someone, yes, you should get married. If you want to be with someone that yells at you, have a child. And blows through your money, have a child. Children will do that. If you want to go faster through that, okay, have more than one. And then you can have it in stereo, surround sound, whatever. But if somebody says, oh, you should have kids. No. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, God.
Think about it.
Jeez.
Think about it really, really closely if you want to have kids. And if you really want to have kids, have it as soon as possible. Like, go at it quick.
Before your
you
brain
are-
develops.
Yeah, I mean,
Before your prefrontal cortex
I have a
comes in.
patient, she is pregnant at 46.
That's rough.
Pregnant at 46. That child, she's gonna.
That child's not gonna have
She's
a good relationship.
She's gonna be grandmother age.
Yeah.
When that child is.
So that
know,
child is probably
like-
not gonna be able to have siblings. So she's gonna be that child when they're like, I don't know,
Oh, there's
elementary
there's
school,
No siblings. No siblings or
middle
anything.
school, high school is gonna be dealing with a dying, aging parent.
Yeah.
How are they gonna be able to do that while they're like trying to
But
get their primary degree?
She really wanted to have kids, and her mistake was that she didn't do it earlier. She wanted to party. She wanted to have a good time, and that was her mistake. But she still has a child. She tried hard for it. But like if somebody says, oh, you should get married, try it out. Well, think about it. That's what you really want to do. You don't have to do what other people tell you to do.
Yeah, and if you like being a skank, don't get married.
And you don't have to be in a relationship.
Yeah, if you
don't
can't be
want to.
monogamous, you don't have to be in a relationship.
You don't
Just
have to date.
just
because
be
other,
around.
just because other people are dating doesn't mean you could be a hermit.
Yeah.
You know, stay in your little basement, with your chips, nachos. Don't have to listen to other people. You don't have to be doing what your peers are doing. Do what
Yeah.
you want.
Just
Try to
good
be
vibes.
Independent thinker.
Yeah,
Think
don't do what
independently.
society tells you because they've always been wrong.
Or you could pay some woman a lot of money and she can suck your dick. every
Oh my
time.
God, Stephen, what is
That-
wrong with you?
Well,
Don't
she
say
said
that to
she
people.
would do that. I was
No.
just paraphrasing.
No. Oh my
Every
God.
birthday.
Shush, Cat, let him talk. You keep interrupting him, okay? He's speaking from experience here, so
my
we
God,
just
shut
need
up.
to like,
No, not
God.
bad experience.
Anyways, so
But wait,
what-
like
Mhm.
we didn't talk much about this chick. We talked about
we
her
talked
at
a lot
the beginning.
about her in the beginning.
But
But, like,
like, okay,
yeah.
I think the main hypocrisy comes from that you see from that chick and you see from other women as well. Is this kind of manipulation of convincing women that they need to basically be men? Like you need to
Yeah.
demonstrate that level of strength, okay? And that's the biggest hypocrisy because, like, honestly, I'm just tired of it. I can't. Especially when they've got platforms like they do, whenever you hear them talk, they're so fucking smug in their certainties, like preaching equality from one side of their mouth and demanding tribute from the other side of the mouth. It's just so fucking sickening.
Mhm.
But the biggest thing is like they'll keep demanding that these men kind of like just bend to their whims, right?
Mhm.
And if you look at those women, like they kind of, you've seen them, like everyone on social media, they strut around like queens on the battlefield of independence, right? And like talking about how strong they are, how stunning and brave they are, they're fierce, they're like queens, they don't need no man and all this kind of shit. But then basically they just demand that men lay down their kingdoms at their feet. It's like either you're independent or you need a provider. You can't fucking be both, okay? They tell the men in their life that they need to provide and protect and, like, but they don't.
Well, I don't think she said that to anyone
No, well,
in particular. She's kind
I'm
of like,
talking about, I'm talking about women like her, but she is at the same time basically saying that, like, you need to be strong. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. It's like,
I
no,
think she's very feminist. I think she's a feminist, boss babe, older woman that's not married, no kids, doesn't probably want to get married or have kids, but wants male attention and men to give her money and men to tell her she's good looking and wonderful all the time. That's what she wants.
Yeah, but then you're not independent.
Yeah, of course, but
right, that's the problem. These are the women who they act like they're fucking tougher than men. They act like the lioness is the main one. The lioness who's like fucking claws sharpened on the grindstone of fucking feminism, educated, empowered boss bitches climbing these ladders, which men forged, by the way, right? You can't like build your own fucking systems. Don't take shit from the men and then say like, I'm independent, I earn my keep. Like, no, like you expect us to clap for you for that shit. But that's the problem. Men are dumb enough because they do clap. Men do clap for that shit. But then if you think about it, all of a sudden they're turning around and being like, why aren't men stepping up? Why aren't men stepping up? Well, look, I'm sorry.
Well, to be fair, I don't think she's saying that.
No, but I'm talking about how women in general do this. This is what like the influencers of today are doing in general.
Mm-hmm.
And she's part of the problem, creating this impression that women do need to be the boss bitch.
Yeah, she's pressuring women to be the boss bitch. And she's literally saying, if you get married and you're the wife and you have children, you're a loser. Like that is where...
That's the problem is they want to act whenever it suits them. They want to be the tough boss bitch. But whenever it doesn't suit them, they need the men to step up and be the provider, the wallet, right? I'm sorry. Strength isn't a fucking costume that you can wear on the sunny days and you can just discard it when it starts raining. That's the fucking hypocrisy here. Okay, you can't be waving that banner of self-reliance, but when the world pushes back on you, you expect the men to step up. I mean, like, we're not going to do that. Why should we fucking carry that for you? Okay, independence isn't a fucking slogan; it's a forge, right? That's how the saying goes. Like, you have to basically work for that shit. And even if you are going out there into that world and you're doing that shit, you're doing it in systems that you're then crying about, saying it was built by the patriarchy. Yeah. Don't blame us for establishing that shit because you weren't there to do it. Okay? Like, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. You can't have it all, right? You've been told. That's the problem. The women like this tell other women that they can have it all. You can have the crown of the warrior queen, but you can also have the spoils of the conquered king. You can't. It doesn't work like that. Don't shit on men and then expect them to stand up for you. When you're saying, oh, I'm brave, I'm stunning, I don't need no man, I'm independent, I'm a boss bitch. Okay, then, why do you need the fucking men to earn 6 figures?
Okay, well, I feel like you're kind of like conflating her with more
yeah, I am, because she is part of the problem. She's part of the problem.
She's hardcore feminist.
She's part of the problem because that's what women listen to. They listen.
Feminist.
She
doesn't say for women to have kids or do anything like that and get married. She says the opposite.
I never said that. I never critiqued that. I never critiqued that. I critique the hypocrisy of the women who claim to be boss bitches, independent, strong, but at the same time, they want men to be fucking doing everything as well. You can't be relying on the man and demanding that the man step up and do shit and carry everything for you. But at the same time, you're the one saying that you're so fucking tough, you're so fucking strong and independent. But then you cry that men aren't doing enough for you. Okay. And that is the biggest problem right now. Women are out there being gold diggers, but at the same time calling themselves independent. Strong and independent. Why? Because they consider themselves a trophy that needs to be provided for. That isn't your work. Okay? Whoring isn't a job that's going to pay you 6 figures.
Well, actually, OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans does pay, Damon.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't even call those people whores. Whores are more honest than that.
Yeah, well.
I'm sorry. No. Whores are more honest than that. Whores get down and dirty and actually do the work, right? These OnlyFans girls are basically like, you're the whore who's done pictures to advertise your business, but then you don't actually have a business. That's what OnlyFans chicks are.
Yeah, that is not.
It's just advertising. OnlyFans chicks are advertising that you're paying to watch the advert. You don't actually get the fucking sex. You're worse than a whore. You're more dishonest than a whore. A whore puts out and does the job. These girls just titillate. They advertise and then they expect you to pay for the experience of watching their fucking advert.
And then they have dudes reply to them in the chat.
Or bots now. But, you know, it is
I
what
have
it
more
is.
respect for a whore on a street corner than I do for an OnlyFans girl.
You should let them know.
Oh, my gosh. Anyways, look, it is what it is.
Just walk up to them so brave.
Here, have
Everybody
some
is a
money. I
hypocrite.
don't want anything from you, but I just want to give you some money because I love what you're doing. Carry on doing it.
Keep going. Keep doing it.
It's like, oh, but that will pay for a blowjob. No, keep your diseased mouth away from me. Thank you. But here, take the money.
Give some of it to your boss over there in the corner.
Oh,
the
my
guy in the
God.
feather boa.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're all hypocrites. Everybody online is a hypocrite, and don't take anybody's word for anything, and don't idolize these people on the internet. And just because somebody is very, very confident when they tell you things, how you should live your life, doesn't mean they're true. They could just be an everyday messed up narcissist, and that's it. The end. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
Cool.
so we'll see you guys next time. We're here every Saturday, and sometimes I do streams during the week. Come hang out. And if you want to join the Discord, it's very offensive. I have a lot of crazy people on there, but you know, like if you're a strong, not offended easily type of person, you are welcome to come to the Discord. So
that's right.
You know, like, but you have to have a strong sense of not being offended easily to be in the Discord. And here it is. This is the temporary link, so get it
Advertise
fast.
that.
Yeah. So I'll see you guys.
Put up your OnlyFans link as well. So
Shut up, or and Damon will put up his OnlyFans in the Discord because it's
exclusive.
exclusive.
That show you're working on, From the Waist Down, right?
Yeah.
Cooking
Oh,
show?
From the Waist Down, the cooking show. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get those episodes up.
Jesus. And you know, look, there's a lot of crazy people on Discord, and we love them all, and we like insanity. So do not be offended if you want to come in. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.
The carbon they want to reduce is you and everyone you love. Stop acting like you have no